All right. Now that I've thanked all my lovely fans in the U.S. and international, everybody, welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. Today is Wednesday. Almost messed that up because we had a 3-day weekend. Today is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023. I want to welcome you to the Lapeef Network. On this show, we call the Trigger Mike Show. I am Trigger Mike. If this is your first time tuning in with us, welcome. It is an honor to have you. Greetings to you and thank you for patronizing this show today. I want to salute to all my viewers in the U.S., West Coast, Southwest, Midwest, the South, the Deep South, East Coast. What's up? Welcome to the Trigger Mike Show. To all my international viewers that like to get this going with your cuppa, your little cup of tea and all of that. To my UK people, my people in Nigeria, Ghana watching, welcome. So, as always, before we get into the show, I'd like for you to like and subscribe. If you have not already,
Yes,
go to
sir.
the bottom of that screen and like this video. All right. We need it. Do it for the YouTube algorithm so this can push this out to your friends to let them know this is what you're watching. All right. Please do us that favor. Also, subscribe to the Lapeef Network and show your love. We got a lot of networks out here, but none of them are really all that great. It's hard to find a great network on YouTube, and the Lapeef Network is one of those great ones. All right. So if you want to subscribe and show your support to a great network like the Lapeef Network. All right. So go ahead and do that. Hit that subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, I highly suggest you join to get all the perks this channel has to offer. We appreciate your support. Now, as always, we do appreciate financial contributions in the form of super chats and any other way you can do that. But if you cannot make a financial contribution, I got something you can do anyway. I would like for you to go down there to that share button that you see. Don't leave the stream though, and share this out to your people. Share this out to your Instagram chat, your Facebook news feed, and let them know this is what you're watching. Now, think about this. This particular topic, dating ruined everything. Most of your single people are involved in this topic. They're going to want to be in on this conversation, whether listening to it or jumping on the panel to give their side of the story. So either way, this is a hot topic. So I need y'all to share this out to your people. Let them know the Trigger Mike Show is talking about that talk. This is the stuff y'all want to see, what y'all need to be talking about. So we appreciate that. Share this out to all your social networks and let people know this is what you're watching. We appreciate you for your support. And we're going to rock out like that. Who we got in the chat today? Mr. Jordan, what's going on, sir? Good morning. Jeffrey Woodland, what's up? What's up? Daryl Brown, how you doing? Hidden Gems, my man, what's going on? Juan Elroy, what's up? Cooking with Sir. What's going on, sir? Miles Manganot, what's up? What's up? Woo, this name here. Yisrael. Oh, Hayaki? My man, what's going on? All right, Patriarchy Strikes Back, my man. Dog, you're low-key a comedian, bro. I don't know if you do it professionally, but you're low-key a comedian, bro. Do that. Yeah, go see about doing some stand-ups or something. You funny as shit. My guy right there. Resonating Soul. Good morning to you. Demetrius Carter. What's up? What's up? King Spark. What's up? What's up? He always comes through and shows support on the panel. Hope to see you up on here in this topic today. The bigger reality, what's going on? You are correct. They say dating and social media ruined things. Absolutely it did. We're going to dive more into that now. People are tripping using on usernames now. Stealth222, what's going on? Nathan Theodore Francis, what's up? What's up? I appreciate the support and the love. So what do we got on this topic today? What is our particular topic today? Dating ruined everything. Why, Trigger Mike, why did you choose that as a topic? Can anybody refute that? What's going on, Clement Gray? I see you. Can anybody say that dating is a good thing? That it did great things for any community? That it's something that has the family dynamic thriving and men and women are seeing eye to eye better than ever? Can anybody say that? If you know of anywhere in the world where dating improved things, let me know. Because my position is that dating ruined everything. We're going to dive deeper on that into this topic. And then, yeah, we're going to keep it going like that. I want to know how you guys feel about this. Y'all know this is a topic many of you can get in on. When I open up the phone lines or the link, I want to know not only of those of you who have failed in dating, I want to know how you did it correctly. All right. So we got tons of knowledge to drop on the Trigger Mike show today. If you have dated successfully, meaning married people, most of us dated successfully, or some of us didn't date at all and somehow got this, as the end result. But I want to know, we need real people. That's what we talk about, real topics, real situations. I try to get in between what people are saying and get down to the meat of it. A lot of stuff has been said here on the YouTube space and in social media. Everybody's trying to put their best foot forward. Everybody's trying to talk, big talk, give you all their triumphs in life. I want to hear about your real experience, your failures in this particular arena of dating. That's what we got for you today. So again, welcome everybody. My man Flex Henry in the chat. What's up? What's up? All right. So what is Trigger Mike's position on this? To start off with y'all this morning. Empress Vibe, what's going on? Dating is dumb. That's the way I feel about it. It's dumb. Of course, I did it for a very long while, but I do believe my ultimate position is that dating is dumb. It has destroyed the world as we know it. Intersexual dynamics, the way we relate to each other, what we expect from each other as man and woman in romantic relationships. Dating has destroyed all of it single-handedly. It's the number one biggest thing, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to come at this from this particular viewpoint, all right? I want y'all to know how I view this ultimately. Dating is a loss for women, and it's a win for men. I'm going to explain that as we get further into my monologue. Dating is a loss for women, and it is a win for men. If you agree, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. If you know where I'm going with this, go ahead and put in a 1 in the chat if you agree. Let's get some backstory here because, we like to preface everything we say, and I want to progress this story along so everybody can understand. Why do modern women choose to date? The results are clear. It does not work for them. It doesn't work. But let's get some backstory on why the modern woman chooses to date. I believe that dating is a part of the cosmopolitan woman narrative. That thing that came out in the 70s, right along with feminism and everything. The cosmopolitan woman makes her own choices. The cosmopolitan woman is a woman of power, right? She has the right to choose in all facets of her life. And I would really say men kind of agree with that. But we have to give extreme amount of context to what we mean by choice. Women ultimately have the ultimate choice, right? It's not like somebody's going to choose necessarily who you marry. We don't really do arranged marriages in the traditional cultures in the West. We don't do that. That stuff is big in Asia, Africa, the Middle East, right? We don't really do that here. So yes, men do somewhat believe in your right to choose things for yourself. But let's go to where all of this went, left. This was the modern woman's chance to show the world that they can make better decisions for themselves than a man could make for them. I know y'all got to agree with that. I feel like this was a power play for women. This was a part of that cosmopolitan woman narrative. I can make better choices by myself than my daddy can make for me, or any man that I trust. I can make better choices for myself than he can make for me. How's that working out, ladies? That's a real question, but let's continue. This was also a part of the female sexual liberation movement. If women get to date, they also get to choose who they have sex with willingly and freely. This was a major part of the female sexual liberation movement. I see I got some of my guys in the chat, and I don't want you to lie to me. I do not want you to lie to me. I'm going to ask you a question. Is the female sexual liberation movement a win for women, or is it a win for men? Go ahead and let me know in the chat while I take this sip of water. Is the female sexual liberation movement a win for men, or is it a win for women? I believe it is a win for men. All right. It is a huge win for men. Female sexual liberation is what gave way for men to have everything they want without commitment. Women today are struggling to get commitment, but yet do not understand the correlation between commitment and sexual liberation. It is hilarious to me how we are still having this same argument today. But let's continue. So when I say dating is dumb, I don't just want to lay that out there and not give any solutions on what was traditionally done to make sure women stayed chaste, to make sure their virtue was intact. What I'm talking about and what you should be a part of and what you should concern yourself with is courtship. Let me explain to you why courtship was important. This is what was traditionally done in families. Even without families, you could go to your community members, your most trusted community members, your pastor of your church. You can tell him, please protect me. Please protect my virtue. Please protect my chastity. I'm not trying to be out here making the same mistakes as my mother did, that my sister did. I understand that my value is in my virtue and my chastity. Please help me protect it. This is why courtship is important. Ladies, please listen up. The courtship was important because it relieved women of the pressure of having to choose for themselves. You think it's important that you choose for yourself. You overvalue your ability to choose for yourself. I'm going to say it. You got to understand that women ain't out here really making good choices. The statistics tell us that. That's not Trigger Mike. The stats tell us that. The reason why women needed to be involved in the courtship process is because you were able to get to know a man while maintaining your virtue and chastity. More on that in a second. When your family was involved was that you did not have to occupy intimate spaces with men to get to know them. You don't got to go over to his crib. You don't got to wait to a date in the night, right? Where he can get you cornered somewhere, because you can really get to know a man just fine in the presence of your father or mother. You can get to know a man just fine on a double date. You can get to know a man just fine at the library while y'all doing homework. You can get to know him just fine in class on that group project. There are plenty of ways you can get to know a man without occupying an intimate space with him. That's where y'all messed up, because you get in an intimate space with me, I don't care what you think about me, I'm going to break your ass down. Fellas, if you know you got game like that and you're going to break this woman down, get in an intimate space with a man who knows what he's doing. He going to break your ass down. That's what we built for. You built to be broken down, ladies. Protect yourself and do not occupy intimate spaces with males. If you want to get to know him well, don't do it. Don't do it. You're not that strong. That's all cap. That strength you think you have to say, no, I got this. Next thing you know, you laying on your back. Damn, how did we get here? Stop occupying intimate spaces with men thinking we not going to break your ass down, because we will. Some of us just got it like that. Smooth talking. What did we call them back in the day? Y'all let me know if I'm talking stupid. What do we call it? Talking the draws off of a woman? I know 16-year-old boys that'll talk the draws off of a grown-ass woman. Y'all think a grown man ain't going to break you down? Be smarter, ladies. Do not occupy intimate spaces with men. Courtship was also important because it was safe for women. It was safe for you. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say you need to be chaperoned because I think that time is long past. It's long past. If we try to take it back there, all of y'all will stop listening to me. I understand, ladies. I understand. So we're not going to go as far as to say you need to be chaperoned. But remember, there is safety in courtship. So think about your safety and how you occupy these zones with men. And what I mean by that is that, ladies, sometimes men will put you in a position to let you know, to put pressure on you to have sex. A dude that got you in his house doing all this nice stuff. I mean, yo, come on, let's be real about it one time, all right? I got college friends that tell me, homegirls, right? Now family friends, that told me they felt like they had to give the draws up to a dude simply because they were in his house and this dude laid out a whole spread for them. They were like, well, shit, I had to give up the draws at that point. What? He cooked for me. He muddled up some berries and made this drink, and he was just doing all this shit. So I just felt like I had to give him the draws. Had to give him the draws. What? That's pressure, ladies. Ain't that y'all favorite word of 2022? Apply pressure. Isn't that y'all favorite phrase? He applied pressure on you. You in his domain now. He got the pheromones. He knows what smells. Let me tell y'all something to all my Texas people right now. Because if I was still in the game, I'd be legendary. I want you to go to a restaurant called Whiskey Cake Kitchen and Drinks, whatever, kitchen and bar, Whiskey Cake. Go there and get the whiskey cream candle. Go to that restaurant and get the whiskey cream candle. Light that candle up in your house when you got a woman over and see if those drawers don't fall off. Light that candle up and see if those drawers don't fall off. You got a clean, nice smelling house. You dressed to the nines, got the best cologne on. Coach for men. Yves Saint Laurent, La Nuit de L'Homme on. Come on, man. You know what you're doing. Putting on the spread for her like you do this every night or something. You got that from the Thai restaurant and put it on a plate. Talking about you cooked it. Those drawers coming right off. Ladies, it was safe for you during the courtship process because you did not have to occupy these spaces with men. It is not safe for you to do so. We're not going to get into the other things that can happen, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The last reason in the courtship process that I have noted here, and I feel like this is the most important, your family was involved early. That's why I want y'all to go back to this in some form. Your family was involved early. If we can scout all of the previous YouTube videos and conversations about dating, the one thing you will hear from women most often is them complaining about a man's intentions. Ladies, when your family is involved early, it is a lot easier to understand a man's intentions. Not every dude is just going to want to come around your daddy or your mama. He's going to be like, what? Oh, damn, I got to work. A dude is just trying to hit, not trying to occupy that space with your people. Some will. But let me tell you, life is about probabilities. Okay? The probability that a dude who's not serious about you is going to come occupy a space with your whole family there and just be talking. Yeah, nah, it's not likely. It can happen, but it's not likely. Ladies, get them involved early. I got myself involved early. I placed myself in a position with my wife's family. I want to meet everybody because I'm feeling you like that. I want to know if they feeling me like that. Let me meet everybody. I went to New York. Let's go meet your mom and your sisters and your grandma. Let's go meet all of them. Where your dad at? He in South Carolina. Oh, okay. Let's go meet him too and his wife. Let's go meet all of them. I'm feeling you. So I need to know if your family feeling me. It's that simple. Let me explain further. Hopefully y'all like this so far. I'm dropping bombs. I need to see some super chats or something. Support your boy in the Lapeef Network. That's what I'm talking about. Dating is a loss for women. This is established. Dating is a loss for women. Here's why. Ladies, don't get mad at your boy. You know this your brother. I love you. I don't hate you. I talk so much truth to you because I love you. These other niggas lying to you. These other niggas trying to get in your drawers. I'm not. I'm married. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight up. Ladies, dating is a loss for you because you make terrible choices in men. Terrible freaking choices. What I mean by that, ladies, is that I don't know why, no matter how well put together a woman is, a modern woman, I mean, somehow you're going to fall victim to making choices based on superficial characteristics and qualities. Superficiality is all through this modern dating scene. I have literally heard women, please let me know if I'm lying. Chat, if I'm lying, let me know. You have heard women say they are going to have a dude's baby because of the way his hair is cut. If I'm lying, the way he looks in the face and the way his hair is cut and the way he dresses, they don't know nothing else about the dude and they saying, I will have his baby. Let me know if I'm lying. When given the chance, women will make choices based off of superficial characteristics and qualities. Women, y'all make terrible choices in men for yourself. Terrible choices. All right. And my man Daryl Brown says a type of woman, yes. I absolutely agree with you, sir. And I think the problem is there are too many types. There are too many, not all, but way too many of those types these days. My man, Mr. Williams says the hair texture. That's that one right there. You took it to a new stratosphere. Hair texture. The way it's cut and his hair texture. They want their babies to look like that. They know nothing else about the dude. Nothing, no substantive characteristics, no quality characteristics about his morals. They want to have his baby because of his hair texture. I've heard it and seen it. All right. Dating is a loss for women because it takes too much time. Ladies, you don't control the dating process, but yet you submit yourself to fall victim to it quite often. It takes up too much of your time. Let me tell you something, ladies. Your brother Trigger Mike is talking to you. You don't have time. Fellas, can we be real with these women and undo all of this toxic education they've gotten from their moms and their aunts, some of their grandmoms, from women on Instagram, telling them they have time? As the people who are in charge of this dating process, I need you to be earnest and honest with them. Tell them they don't have time. We will waste your time. This is your brother talking to you. If you let us, we will waste your time because we got nothing but time. If you let us, we will waste your time. Ladies, it takes too much time. don't give us access to waste your time. I cannot, or rather, I ain't single no more. But men, I'm speaking on behalf of men. We cannot have more respect for you and your time than you have respect for yourself. I ain't never in my life pined away for a woman more than when this woman respects her own time. She only rationed it out to me. That made me take her seriously. Y'all know how it works. A woman that is too accessible, you're going to waste her time. I can have her when I want her, dog. I could string her along with however I please, dog. I don't care if you think it's what men should be doing or not. You should not give us that much access to you if you fancy yourself a valuable woman. I'm giving you the cheat code. Another loss for women. Ladies, you don't really know this guy. One of the key reasons I believe for the high divorce rate is that women don't know the men that they're trying to marry. You don't have time. So you're trying to rush and make assumptions about this man's character. You're trying to make assumptions about his morals. But you didn't vet him properly because you vetted him by yourself. You don't really know this dude. You married him before you saw him in situations with other couples. You married him before you took a trip with him. You married him before you saw how he got mad after being late. After you made y'all late. You married him before you saw enough of his bad reactions to simple shit. You don't know this man. Dating did that to you. You thought you could choose for yourself. Dating made you this way. Listen, ladies, dating is a loss for you because let me tell you something. I have asked numerous foreign women. I really go into my topics and I really thoroughly research. I ask foreign women that get married early, right? So some of my cousins, I got a cousin that's actually on YouTube. I ain't gonna tell her. Screw y'all. Tell y'all who she is. But she got married 20, she been married 22 years. She got married at like 23. All right. I asked her, I said, women pretend like they dating men they not having sex with. She said cap. Cap. Because if you know the nature of men, ladies, you usually have to have sex with these men to keep them around. Let's be real. The women who are married, when a lot of you women come out here and say that you're dating men and you're dating a new man, and next time we see you, you're dating a new man, you are helping us count your bodies. Because in order to keep these men around, you have to have sex with them. That's a win for them and a loss for you. This is why we call it notches in a man's belt, not notches in a woman's belt. Somebody got to be the notch. It's my belt. I ain't never heard about a notch in a woman's belt. You are a notch. Do you not hear these cues that the world is trying to give you? That is so derogatory. Notch? You're a notch in a man's belt? Don't be a notch. I'm not even going to call women bitches. Just call them notches. Look, we not calling women bitches for 2023, the rest of them. Just call them notches. Same context applies. Don't be a notch, another notch in a man's belt. All right. The reason why, another reason why dating is a loss for women because it made y'all arrogant. It made y'all super arrogant. And I'm talking about this body count argument. Dating is one of those things we talked about being a part of the sexual liberations movement, women's empowerment movement, feminist movement in general. So it made y'all try to equal the score against men. This is where y'all went wrong. Trying to be equal to men in this arena makes you a less attractive option for marriage. I do not want my sexual equal to marry. If I am saying I got 50 bodies, I don't want a woman that's like, yeah, I got the same thing, we doing it out here in these streets. That's unattractive to a man. Men want chastity and virtue if they can get it. If they can achieve it, that's what they want. You lose 10 out of 10 times to that woman. I'm sorry. Dating made y'all arrogant. You want to match men and present as our equals in the dating arena. Y'all arrogant as fuck, man. I'm sorry. Let's get why dating is a win for men. We get to be involved with multiple women. We get to be involved with multiple women. I mean, that's really the only one. You get to engage in sex with multiple women with no commitment. We're just dating. Didn't really work. She gave up the draws. I didn't even ask for it, bro. You see what I'm saying? Dating is a win for men, ladies. Stop delivering us free wins when all you really want is to get locked down. All right? Here are my thoughts and considerations. JR, if you have not already, good sir, please drop that link. Here are my thoughts and considerations on this, man. Compared to the courting process, dating is a corrupt practice. It is 100% corrupt, man. Ladies, please understand. It is a corrupt practice. Your bro, Trigger Mike, wants to see you married. I want to see you have children by the man that put a rock on your finger. That is what I want for you. I'm not out here just talking shit to you. Your bro wants to see you get what you want. I want to see that same man that you dedicated all your time and energy to loving on you for the entirety of your life. Dating is a corrupt practice. It delivers no wins for you. Now, if I'm being realistic, it's too late for many of you to start the courting process. That ship has freaking sailed. You can't go back and ask for it like somebody gonna take you seriously. But let me give you some advice of how you might be able to do this in the future, or my perspective, rather. Here's what I got to say for you, ladies. To the best of your ability, the next guy you date, because it ain't the current guy. If you cap and say it's the current guy, you lying. Leave sex out of it. Keep a clear head. Because, yeah, that guy you dating now, you were reverse cowgirling last night. So it ain't this guy. If he ain't marrying you, then the next guy, leave sex out of it. When you do that, you get to keep a clear head. I tried my hardest. I've told y'all on multiple occasions. My wife is my type. Woo! She had the front porch, the back patio, the long hair, chocolate. She was my type. To leave sex out of it was a struggle for me. Okay? But watching her and the way this woman moved, then deciding that I want to take this a step further. And I decided that early, really super early. I'm going to take this woman serious. I left sex out of it as hard as it was so I could keep a clear head, ask all the right questions, get to know her morals, her values, her character, the way she wanted to raise children, how many children she wanted. All right? When you insert sex into this, people start lying just so they can keep getting sex. Let's be honest. Keep sex out of it, ladies and gentlemen. This goes to men and women. If you're trying to vet that person, try your hardest. And ladies and men really, those of you that think you cannot, I understand what you're going to do. Just keep on busting down that other joint while you got your main. That's what you're going to do. I know that's what you're going to do. But just try to keep this one a clear head with the one you're trying to vet properly. My second consideration on this, get your family involved early. Get your family involved early. If it's not your father, if he's not available, your uncle, your brother, another trusted married man, get him involved early. Put this guy around some people that can talk to him, tell you where his head's at. All right? Something to consider before I bring my fellas up. Ladies, your future husband is not just for you. He's going to be a member of your family. Get them involved early, bro. I called y'all bro, my bad. But get them involved early. When I vet my daughter's husband, when she brings him to me, I'm not vetting. Like I said this the other day, my daughter barely got anything to do with it. This is a new representative in my family. This is my son. Can I send him anywhere as my proxy to speak on my behalf as my son? The girl barely got anything to do with it. Is this boy going to represent me well or what? Is he going to take care of my grandchildren? Most importantly, is he going to cut and run and leave me footing the bill? This dude is a member of your family. Let your family tell you what's up. The good members, anyway. All right. Got my man Moses and my man King Spark up early. Remember, y'all come up and chat with me on this topic. All right, good morning or good afternoon, fellas. What's going on?
Morning, or afternoon, really.
All right, Moses, we'll start with you. What you got on the topic, bro?
Oh, love this topic. We really need to touch on this because a woman's family always define how she will be for our family. Because, like you said, the proxy of a man trusting a man with his daughter always shows how he's gonna be for the future for his family daughter. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you the truth. Like I said, these things are so flashback for me. I'm very careful now, and I'm to the point where I just gonna get my passport because I'm a Christian brother first. I'm an American having to be Christian first. But the thing is, a lot of stuff in America is getting to the point where I'm just tired of dealing with it. And I've been here for 30 years all my life, and I've been faithfully, like you said, I don't believe in slipping out of marriage. I believe abstinence, and if you have made a mistake, I believe just ask for forgiveness and move on. Don't do it again. Just try to be your best because you don't want that mess up the next relationship. For your prize. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot of women who don't understand who you pick matters, but also who the man is that matters the most, and that gotta be making sense for your future, especially if she's gonna be the one bearing your children, because her influence will matter a lot. So you're right though, Mike.
King Spark, what you got on the topic so far?
Man, I'm
Hey,
so
real quick.
glad.
Oh, never mind. Mr. Alima, I see you in the back. Go ahead, King Spark.
Um, I'm glad you had this topic, man, because it brings me to a couple of things, man. The dating for the women, I think initially it looks like a win for them because they're being wined and dined and whatnot by different men or whatnot, right? But I would look for where are the true feminists because there's a way for the ladies to take their power back. And you know what that is? Had them open up their wallets and pay for them $300 dates. And I bet you they will be choosing real careful who they gonna sit down and open their wallet to entertain and to wine and dine. But when it comes to stuff like that, the feminists never show up. It's never, oh, we could do what y'all do. If y'all could do what we do, then drop your wallet down on the table for 2 to 3 dates a week for the whole month and see what that tab run you, and then do what a guy does. But they don't want to do that. I digress.
That yeah, hey, I can't argue with that at all. All right, Mr. Rich. Good afternoon to you. I started a little late today.
That's fine, man. What's the question again? I know it's about marriage, just in general, or you had something specific I missed. I might have
No,
missed.
right now, just what you got on the topic about how did dating ruin everything in modern society?
When I like your explanation in terms of general, but when you say dating ruined everything, I mean the people ruined dating. You know what I'm saying? Uh, because at one point dating was cool, right? People, had some dates. I could just go back from my relationship with my wife, but now I'm thinking about it based on your explanation. I didn't date my wife. We courted. We actually courted, yeah, because it's like within a week, I said, listen, if we're gonna be together, is this chick gonna go somewhere or not? I said I don't need another girlfriend. So we were courted, and she lived at home, so I was in the presence of her parents, just about every day, every other day. So
Dang, that's the way to do it. To be
yeah.
honest, that is the way to do it. CEO, good afternoon to you.
All right, brothers. All
What
right,
you got
brothers.
on the topic so far, sir?
I mean, I don't want to comment just yet, on the topic so far. Everything sounds good, but I don't necessarily believe that dating is it's not all that negative, because that you need that to kind of get to know different type of men, hear different type of conversations, get used to, it kind of helps you familiarize yourself with the field and what's out there and everything. I think it's just you shouldn't be expecting something. You definitely shouldn't go sexual. You really should date. You should spend a couple weeks getting to know a brother. You know what I'm saying? So once the topic kind of evolves and stuff, I'll try to comment on it.
Got you. So all right, so we're gonna start with Moses. The first question is, so I anticipate there's gonna be some dispersion in what the answers look like based on people's personal preference, but the first question is, what does the proper dating situation look like? All right, so let's give some education on that. Moses, you first.
Yeah. So today's dating scene we're seeing today, coming from a brother that's 30 years old in this time, there's a lot of people facing a lot of identity crisis. I've noticed because they're trying to figure out who matches what they're looking for, like a type. See what I'm saying? There's too many types, and it's like, what type are you looking for that makes sense to what you really need versus what you want? In the dating scene, we just got these options, too many options, and I think ladies fight that the most. Like I think we talked on this in the past. You mentioned that they're bringing all these different men, photoshopping each part of a man to this one man they will never get, and that is so many ladies into that same mindset. And I mean, I'm coming from a strong Christian view, but the thing is, that's a lot in the church and in the world. And unfortunately, like I said, many don't understand. They don't see this as a problem. I mean, there's no difference, and so many ladies. I mean, America. I'm just saying, in America, it's just bad. Period. And my man said, courtship. That's the way to go. It's safe because the father and the mother's involved, and you get to know the family. And we need that kind of structure to know who we're dealing with, because there be some hidden feminists out here. Okay, and that's a big problem.
All right, King Spark, what does the proper dating situation look like to you?
I think it begins with a lot of communication, man. A lot of text and some phone conversations first, so you can properly assess who you dealing with, what she might like to do, what y'all have in common. So you're not just spinning your wheels. And then from that point, I like to go kind of traditional. I like to do dinner, see how she reads the menu, if she can read or not, see what she order. See how she treats the wait staff, all of those things. See if she's somewhere where she is impressed by, or that's just something that she does. It's a normal arena for her. 1, 2 days, And I think by the third or possibly the fourth date, that's when you get that whiskey candle, you know,
Mhm.
and cook you up something and invite it to the house. By that time, I think it's appropriate. I mean, that's what I think. That's what I use. That's what I like to use.
Bet. Mr. Rich, what does the proper dating situation look like?
Well, it's funny. I learned some things when I was young, like 19, when I was in college. To tell you the truth, that's what my real dating life had. I had a girlfriend before I left, but it was just one. She kind of broke me in. So, since I had a limited budget, I think when men have to date, they have to date deliberately with intention, right? So let's just say in the old dating days, I had a budget for dating. You know, I called it my research and development fund, right? And I wrote a piece on this. Matter of fact, so it wasn't one size fit all either, right? If it was a girl I liked, the budget, she took a bigger chunk of the budget. If it was somebody who was just trying to cash, I was hoping I can get away without spending anything. And then, so it gives you, when you're deliberate like that, you made every date count, right? So as I went on dates, if I had spent some money on a date and it didn't go nowhere, well, that woman didn't get any more money from me, right? Or in terms of a date, she just went into the friend zone. So I have my own friend zone that way. So I just think men should be deliberate. Now, if you're older and you got a job, this is why men waste a lot of money. And I'm gonna shut up on this. When they date and you're not deliberate, you might end up spending a whole lot of money on just trying to get laid, as opposed to looking at your purpose. So if you're actively dating, I don't care if you got a job, maybe it's $500 a month, maybe it's $100 a month, whatever it is, set a budget. And then you could look at the women you want to date, and you could invest accordingly based on what that woman might mean to you. And the other thing I always did, I always paid. I always paid. I always paid. And all the guys I talked to, I'm not saying taking $500 dates, but let's take that shit off the table. I always pay, because if it was a woman you liked, you could never get another chance to make a first impression. And if you're making her go into her pocket to pay for that date, you might not get a second one. Anyway, that's where I come. And I'm an old
Man,
head, so all these young guys, I can't stand that shit, man. But I take, you know what? My wife, even today, I'm gonna shut up on this. I can't stand a woman reaching for her money and
hmm,
giving it to a waiter and looking at. I always feel diminished that I have, I'm here sitting there and my chick is paying for some goddamn dinner, and I'm sitting there like some kind of fool, right? So I can't, that's just me.
makes sense. All right, CEO, what does the proper dating situation look like?
So I'm trying to write it down, but the first thing is, when you meet a woman and you have a little conversation, you exchange numbers. You know what I'm saying? Then after you get that number, I believe that the relationship should be restricted to phone conversation for a period of time. Me personal conversations, but the thing is, you're trying to get to know the person. And one thing I want to establish is, first, I want to establish the past, just a general history, trying to get to know who you are, you know what I'm saying, what you're about, what you've been through, you got damage, like, I want to hear if a woman get to talking about a man or past boyfriends, you just want to learn their past. Once you get the past established, I want to get to know your present situation, like where your mentality is, where you're at right now, how you're thinking, what you're looking for, if you're optimistic, pessimistic, negative, all that stuff. And then after the present, I want you to talk about your future. Okay, I know what you've been through. Now I see where you're at. Like, what are your goals? What are your objectives? What do you plan on doing in the future? Now, after that, I'm trying to determine if we got common grounds. I'm literally trying to vet her, like an interview. Okay, based on your history, where you're at right now, considering what you're planning on doing or something like that. If that all works out, then we're gonna go out in public. When I go out in public, no money. Absolutely no money. It has to be something real, very cheap. It can't be a benefit to dating. Like we're gonna go walk around someplace. We're gonna go to the park. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go somewhere out where it's free public. It's just me and you. There's no incentive to it other than to get to know each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I stop writing. But that's the process I'm gonna go through.
All right, all right. I like that answer. Wife school, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, guys.
All right. We
Um,
always enjoy the contrast.
Good
So
afternoon.
we got our
yes.
first feminine perspective on this. What does the proper dating situation look like?
Well, from my past experience, I would say I would suggest that you leave sex off the table. Like, even though you guys hormones are raging, she's looking good, everything's sitting right and tight, and he looking good, you gotta leave that off the table when you're meeting somebody because that's a representative. You're meeting them in a lustful manner. You're not really getting to know them. You're driven by, all these other outlying things and not really what's inside. And I would suggest that people set their expectations just low until you get to know a person a little bit more. I think, like you said, women, we look at the hairline, oh, that jaw, that chin will look good on our son. Like, women put these little scenarios in our heads and we go with that. And the person could be total trash, a total loser. And we just go down this long rabbit hole that in the end, when we look back, well, it was our fault because we didn't really get to know the person. And I would say, like, asking questions, stop being shy, tell them your intentions. And, you got, as a woman, be feminine about it. Don't be like, bashing your exes and things like that. But if you are, that means you still got some healing to do. A lot of people need to do a lot of healing prior to even inviting anybody else in their space and dating anybody else. So I suggest, prior to all that, therapy, no sex, and then actually communication with the person that is of your interest. And don't be afraid to, in a nice feminine way, get to know them, open them up, and see if it goes further than that. If not, then just don't continue to hold on to something that's not going to do you any good.
Indeed. My man Relentless, it's been a while. How you doing?
What's up, Mike? I know, man. I've been busy with school and work, grad school, a different monster. Lord have
Oh
mercy.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been through it. All right, my guy. What you got on the topic? What does the proper dating situation look like?
Well, I think it's a little different because I believe I'm the youngest one up here.
How old
And
are you?
anyway, I'm 24.
Oh damn. You sure are. Yep. You in the thick of it.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's a little different, but um for me, I think that the ideal situation is it's a little bit of what wife school and a CEO said is a mix of no sex as well as not a lot of spending. I know me personally, like I wouldn't mind, like if I'm interested in a woman, I wouldn't mind. Oh, okay, like what are you doing this Friday? Oh, cool, it's this movie. Would you like to go see the movie? Like I don't think that that's a problem. Or it's something like, oh, there's a diner down the street. You want to go grab like some lunch or something? Diners ain't expensive. So something small like that, so I can get something out of it because I like to eat, or and I like movies. But as well as I'm gonna ask those questions that are like, okay, so like, what are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? As well as, okay, how do you handle conflict? Um, how are you when you don't get what you want from me, both in a manner of like me cuddling with you or me agreeing with you? um like how did you handle bad times when your exes needed you, like whether that was monetarily, whether that was emotional support, whether that was like, oh, I got into it with so and so and I need someone to have my back. So it's a mix of enjoying myself but not putting my wallet nor my desire for you on the front.
Nice. My man Sean Bolden, you been here before or you new?
I'm new to your show. Thank you for having me. We was
Welcome,
on
welcome.
The Real Precious together at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting because I have this. I don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend, and my daughter is the one who taught me that. And the reason being is because when she came home one day at 13 or 16 and said I had a boyfriend, I said, wait, why? Because really, that title is just giving authority that over you that person really didn't uh, achieve. And so, why should you give that authority? What responsibility is he going to have for that authority? And so when I started teaching her that and embracing that, she was like, she said, I'm gonna have a boyfriend. I promise you. That weekend she chose, I'm keeping a boyfriend. I don't understand you, Dad. By Monday, I said, oh, so how's your boyfriend? We broke up. Oh, wait, why? Well, he lied to me. I said, so wait, this is why I was telling you. Why are you giving, you could have the title of saying I'm exclusively dating. You can have I'm courting. There's a lot of things that you can say other than boyfriend and girlfriend. If you want the proper title that's going to give you the responsibility that authority takes, then have it be fiance, because really they hold the same responsibilities. They hold the same authority, except one is more suitable for the title that they gave you. And she's hasn't embraced it entirely now that she's an adult, but I still haven't lost that concept of not having a girlfriend or boyfriend. I'm not believing in that. And I had a lot of problems with my own relationships, because when I expressed that in my own relationships, the women were opposed to it. Why don't you call her and give her this title? And I'm like, the title is really meaningless. My word and how I honor it is really what matters. So to your point, that's that, to the earlier point, and to the point of what a dating is, I think that, like the wife school shared, we should definitely have a process. And I think I haven't exercised it yet, but I think we should get to know each other. Then we should decide that we want to go further, court. Then we should get engaged. Then we should get married. Then we should have intimacy, in that order. I haven't done it yet, so I can't say that. But conceptually, that's what I plan to do.
Indeed. Appreciate that. Hidden Gems, what's going on, my man? You there?
I'm here, man.
What's going on? What you got on the topic?
Hey,
What is
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. What does the proper dating situation look like?
Well,
Oh, we're gonna come back to you, bro. You cutting out again.
female or girl? Okay.
Is it just me or nobody can hear him, right? All right, Hidden Gems. We're gonna go out and come back in. You got like low latency. I can't really hear you. Trey, what's going on, my man?
I'm good. How are you? How's everybody?
Oh, good. What you got on the topic, bro?
I don't. When we use the word proper, it's almost like there's a baseline, right? There's something that says that everybody's sort of on the same wavelength to be proper, right? When we talk about manners or something along those lines, everybody understands please and thank yous, right? There's a baseline. I don't think there's a proper dating situation because everybody is different. I think there are some similarities in dating depending on the person, but the phrase different strokes for different folks is there for a reason. Everybody's different. What's proper for me may not be proper for Trigger, right? And I may have been raised in a different situation and Trigger was raised in. So I think when we use the words like proper, I think in our community, people immediately think, well, this is the way I have to do it because this is the proper way. I think what you need to find is you need to obviously first have a discussion with yourself. And that discussion for men needs to be, what exactly am I looking for? What's the end goal here when I'm dating? Am I looking for a wife? Am I looking to have fun? Am I looking to gain experience? What exactly am I looking to do here? And then you go out and you attack that target, whatever it is that you decided. For me personally, at 38 years old, I'm not necessarily looking to go out and have fun. That's not, them days are over. I was in the Air Force for 8 years. I had plenty of fun traveling the world, right? Now I'm at a point in my life where I'm starting to vet women for marriage. And I'm asking certain questions, specific questions, to find out more about her morals, her character, her value. Now, to some people, that may not be the proper way. But for me, it is absolutely the proper way because that's my end goal at the end of the day. That's all I got, Trey.
So in context to the question, I would say that proper just really means the best way to secure the end result, which is marriage. For women especially, they want to get married at the end of it. A large majority of them do. So I would disagree and say there is a proper way to do it to secure that. And as we can see, present day, if we leave it open to interpretation, they will muddle up they're doing their own thing, which leads to lack of marriage. Unfortunately, today's system and the variability of it and their ability to make their own changes and do it how they feel leads to more baby mamas than it does marriages. So I would absolutely say there's a proper way to do this for the safety of women and men. If we're talking about their focus, their wallets, their purpose, all of it. Men have an extreme stake in doing it the proper way as well.
Well, my question trigger would be, who's to say what's proper? Where's the North Star on this?
The result. The
Well,
result.
that's fine. I mean, obviously, I'm a statistics and data driven kind of person myself as well. I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with that, except for the fact that when the statistics don't work in the person's favor.
Yeah.
If they don't work in a person's favor, is it still the proper way, even though it didn't work?
All right. So let me say this, then I'm gonna let my man Sean Bolden rebut. So the reason I brought up children is because with people dating outside of the proper, like we're talking about dating that leads to marriage, people will eventually, especially the women, not even the men, the women will end up past a certain age with at least one child. So when we're talking about proper again, we're also taking it into the realm of the proper way children are supposed to be raised. So now if you don't have the improper dating leads to improper upbringing. Improper upbringing leads to more criminal. Like this literally just has a domino effect. So I got argument for days on the proper way to do it, but we Sean Bowden, go ahead and add if you want.
And to your point, proper is a standard. And you just said you were from the Air Force. If there was no structure in the Air Force, what would we be? Where would you be? Where would the Air Force be? What would be the success of the Air Force? There would be no success. There's structure for a reason, and there needs to be structure in our family. It's a job. Our job as a family, we need to create structure. We need to be able to create structure for our children, for ourselves, and have discipline. That's part of the structure, is exercising discipline. And what we do, you're nodding no, but we're leaving the opportunity for there not to be any.
You really don't have to convince him, because what he explained to me sound pretty straightforward and structured. What Trey said,
I'm not arguing structure.
No. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, what you said could be considered proper. I mean, all those ingredients that you said has to fit into the word proper. I mean, I heard what you said. It sounded proper to me.
However,
I don't see what he said that Trigger Mike. I don't see what he said that would fall out of a proper way.
The word proper is subjective.
That's what I'm saying.
So let's take out the subjectivity and let's add objectivity. Is what wouldn't be proper, like concrete morals, values,
that's another topic.
behavior, expectations. So, like he's saying, like for him saying, okay, this is in the realm of what could, different strokes for different folks. Okay, what about the opposite of that? Let's look at the structure. Okay, what are your ground rules? What are your barriers? And those, I think. So let's ask that question instead of what it is should be. Oh, go ahead.
You know what it is? What it shouldn't be is dating today is almost purely transaction.
I agree.
So it's not just on the women picking bad men. Men always have an expectation of getting laid. So I withhold my money, you withhold the sex, and if we don't have a proper transaction, then our date fails. Or you get one try at the apple or two tries at the apple. If I can't see I'm getting what I want out of it, and you might not want to male and female not getting what they want out of it. And when they do, it seems like all dates start as a transactional thing. What you guys are putting morality into it, which is a good way, but who's really moving that way right now? I mean,
Well, that's the point that I think we're making. Where no one, a lot of people are not moving that way, and we can understand that. What we're suggesting is that there becomes some type of cheerleading, but with us elders to put that back into the society.
to the
And
goal
you're
to
right.
implement.
The reason why I said structure and proper, because the goal was marriage or a successful relationship, not sex. When you are going for sex, absolutely, there are no boundaries or no, that transaction. There are rules for that transaction, but our goal isn't just sex. To the point that was being made earlier. Now, if your goal is sex, then absolutely do what you want or structure it how you want to get to that goal. But if our goal is marriage and a family structure, which I thought we were speaking about, then that's why I speak about the standards, and that's why I speak about the structure.
Indeed. Amaruku Nation, you there?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, so the best date I've had was in college when I met my first real woman, and I was interested in her from day one. I like going after people I can't get because I feel like I have to try harder. And then what she did to me when we were really close and I really wanted to, have sex or whatever, the first thing she said to me was, "Let's go do a health test." And I was kind of shocked by that, but at the same time, it showed me what kind of girl she was. So we did it together. She did her test, and I did my test, and then she came to my appointment, and I came to her appointment. And to me, that demonstrated that it kind of opened up the door to a level of trust that, I never really got to experience with anyone else. And we're not together today because she wanted to marry. And at the time I was in college, I had no idea what marriage was. I just wasn't into it. Like at the time, I felt I wasn't ready. But looking back, I think with everything that's going on today, that would definitely be the proper way. Get to know the person, pursue them. And then when you get to that point where it gets serious, do that health check, because it opens up a ton of, different avenues for you both helping each other, trust each other.
Can I ask you, brother, was she black?
Yes, she was Ethiopian. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That's the Ethiopian was second. She was Somalian.
Okay. All right.
oh,
I was just
you like them African?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't
it
know.
doesn't matter to me. I mean, I used to date all white women back then. That's when I didn't know about our people and all that. Because when I first came from the Caribbean, my parents, they pretty much told us stay away from so-called African Americans, and I did, and I only dated Europeans, or I only went after Europeans. But there was always a barrier when I started to get serious with them. So a lot of Europeans are either, I don't know, atheists or Muslim or Arabic or something like that. And my question to them was, how would your parents accept me? Because at the time I was Christian, and they could never answer that question. And so there's just a level where I could not pass. It was theoretical. It could never be practical at the time. But now that I'm not anything in terms of religion, I have a woman right now. I have a 1-year-old. I'm sorry, 2-year-old, and she has a child. And but anyway, the point is, at the time it was just Europeans for me. But I did try dating, or when I say date, I mean like courting, like the brother said, because I hated spending money on women, because the first time I spent it, I didn't get anything back. And I was like, this is a waste of time, never spend money. And then I pretty much adopted the concept that dating is basically whoredom, because you're paying to have sex at the end of the day. But I just stopped after the first one. But then what that did for me was it showed that the woman, if she's interested in me, she's interested in me. You know what I mean? And if I'm interested in her, I'm interested in her. And then money ends up just following up, because if you're interested in her and she's interested in you, at some point, money's not going to be an issue. You're just going to get to know each other. You're going to go places, and money's going to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So now I have a lady, and so I'm sorry, I don't want to go on, but that's what I think is proper.
And to add on with that, it makes me reflect, because I remember one time I had someone ask me, "Oh, when we going out? When we going out? When we going out?" And I asked her, I said, "Are you more excited about me doing something for you, or are you actually excited about getting to know me?"
Mm.
Right, right, right. Interesting.
Let
Thanks.
me let me
Thanks.
let me give my answer on this. So I can't really do better than all y'all get. I'm gonna piggyback off of something CEO said, because I was somebody that did not do this the right way for years. I got a weird story, because I think most of our stories are actually more complex. When we speak in generalities on YouTube, but I was raised right. You know what I'm saying? Nigerian household, you treat women with respect. So I've always been a nice guy. Even dating, in high school, I was the nice guy. I was all of this. But the weird part about it is that my dad and my uncle were very well known. They were in the entertainment industry. They owned pretty much a bunch of the clubs in the 757 area of Virginia, regular clubs, strip clubs, all this type of stuff. So when I got to college, that nice guy act, I realized it didn't work. And I realized I'm somebody with a lot of access to a lot of different things. So what I did was, I made myself into a new character, right? So then first off, they started calling me Dollar Bill Jr., right? Because for some reason I always had a nice car. That's what I had, a black Maxima on 20s. Then I had a Mercedes CLK 430. So I decided to be the bad guy with the nice car. And just imagine like a college sophomore stunting like that on a college campus. All right. So I started throwing parties because I knew that from my dad and my uncle. I knew all the DJs and all these people. So I made myself into this character. And all the women that I dated, I led with that. Like I was doing seriously extravagant things for all of these women. I took one girl to New York to the Flight Club so we could buy sneakers. I'm taking little college freshman girls out to McCormick's and Schmick's, like to eat $200 seafood dinners, all of this crazy stuff. And what I realize is I'm still a nice guy at heart. So when I'm trying to make a genuine connection, these girls want to be involved with the idea of me, not me personally. That left me feeling like an empty shell of a person because I did not know what they were there for. So now when I give advice to people, I say, don't look, your dates need to be no money spent if you can, damn near. I will walk in a park with a woman. That is a date. We can drink coffee. Y'all remember that Lapeefing Sundays where the girl went off talk about something, she don't do no coffee dates. I almost threw my damn computer. That woman was talking about the college version of me. That's who she wants to show up at every date. That's who they want to show up. All the women wanted to get. Not I had two cars, yo. I was balling. I had a Jaguar and that CLK 430.
Oh, but you was
So
spoiled, man.
exactly. They want to know. I spoiled myself. I made like a lot of bread. I told you I made money throwing parties, several $1,000s a month. They wanted to see pulling up. Me pulling up to all my parties with the drop top. They wanted to be in that part of who I was. They didn't want me personally. You see what I'm saying? So that is what these women are talking about when they say they don't do coffee dates. No, they want the extravagance. They want the extravagance where if you want to get to know a person, literally, money does not have to be involved in it at all. I don't have to take you to an intimate space. I could take you to a place I like to unwind, right? I got spots in Houston. We got like in the medical center with these huge waterfalls. We just go to a little cafe there, get a scone and a coffee and just sit and talk. That's what real people do. This is not about anybody looking at us. This is about me getting to know you. That's why, I'm gonna teach my son this. A girl literally has to earn a dinner date. Well, this is serious money being spent. Dating is too freaking expensive to be out here just splurging, right? It's way too expensive for a dude to get to know too many women. So by the time you want to, like I said, occupy an intimate space with a dude, he better know something about you and make sure that it's worth it. All right, we're going to go back around. I got another question for y'all. We're going to start with Moses. Do you think men and women feel pressure to have sex during the dating process? And explain. Moses, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It just that's a good question, Mike. I think it depends on the guy. A lot of guys are not having sex right now at the state of the way society's running. I think it just depends on the type of guy you are. If you're getting a lot of attraction, if you got money, that's a different type of thing. If your attraction is high, then it depends on the person. I think it depends. But I think at this time it's really just going to a place where we just understand that that's what most ladies or men, of course, if they're looking for that attraction for that only reason, it's gonna happen at this point. But then again, I guess it depends on what you're trying to fill in that void. See what I'm saying? That's just my thoughts.
Nice. King Spark, what do you think?
No, I don't think there's no pressure at all because y'all either there or y'all not there. It's like when I'm sitting across from a woman, I want her to want to give it to me. There ain't no pressure. I want it to really be organically. I want to be looking at her eyes, catch her staring at me catch me staring at her. I want it to be an organic, actual, mutual thing. So I don't believe there's no pressure at all. You ain't make nobody sleep with you. I wouldn't even want to impose that on. You know what I mean? Like I want you to give it to me. I don't want to take it. So
Yep.
I don't think there's no pressure at all. Y'all either rocking like that, y'all either got that connection or you don't.
Indeed.
Simple.
Mr. Rich.
Yeah, man, if there's pressure, it will be on the woman's side. I mean, let's face it. A woman knows if she wants to sleep with you the very first time she sees you. I mean, you have to learn that. If you know that, now men want sex because we like sex. But if you're getting to know somebody, you don't have to be at the top of the list. And that's why I said I had to have a budget. And when I was a college student going through college, I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't spend. We're talking about little diner dates and stuff like that. Chicken wings because I was up in Buffalo. But the fact is that I didn't mind, going through it, but I only had a little budget, so everybody didn't get a piece of that. But it's no real pressure to have sex because men want sex from a woman. I wouldn't go ask a woman out unless I wanted to smash her at some point. So but I wouldn't make that as a transaction for a dinner. I thought that was stupid, or lunch date, or even a coffee date, right? I mean, but if she kept coming back, then I knew she had some interest in me, right? And I told my daughter, if you don't want to eventually be with a guy, don't accept a date from him. Because most men kind of default to think that if they're going to do something for you at some point, you're going to smash, right? Because we don't go out with women so we could put them in the friend zone. At least I don't think so. But the pressure is on a woman's side and this is where the money comes in, and this depends on the kind of man you are, because women think, kind of put themselves in a man. If he's spending any money on me, he's expecting some kind of reward back,
Yep.
right? So that's the pressure that comes on the woman's side. But it's up to the man to make sure that if he's a good guy, you could even just tell her, say, listen, you know what? If I spend $10 on you, $20, I don't expect you to get laid for a plate of chicken wings. So it depends on the guy, but the woman feels that pressure, and that's why if a woman tells you let's go Dutch, she's telling you right now that she doesn't want any expectations from your state.
Yep.
So
I think you said something very impactful there where these dates and stuff
yeah,
they are transactional. Like I hate when people say, "Oh, it's not it is definitely transactional and men only accept one currency at the end of the day." So, like ladies, like this is when you said don't go out with a dude, that's exactly what I'm going to tell my daughter. Like literally, don't list no dude as food. Don't use men in that way. Don't give them your time because the only currency we accept, it's Visa to us. It's American Express. It's ass. At the end of the day, we're gonna expect it. There's no need to be casual about it. Coy, I expect ass if I'm spending that much bread. So, CEO, what you got?
I mean, believe it. I mean, it is or it isn't. There's been times where, me dating, that majority of the women who, pursue me or want to date me, like it's always describing, your eyes or the way you talk and stuff like that. And it's always trying to touch. And it's not really like they're interested in a brother. They really don't understand I'm very complex, and that if I had my wish, I wouldn't look like this, because I really don't like the attention that I get. It takes it away from what I'm really about, my spirituality and my business and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and you get a lot of women, and the whole time they're talking and the whole time they're dealing with you, they're just trying to touch on you. They're trying to be intimate and everything. So, I mean, it can be pressure, but and then on the flip side, the women, I don't see too many dudes, like, unless you really a solid brother like me, I just don't see too many dudes like really investing or really interested in a woman. Like, most dudes date women for the sole purpose of trying to fuck. So I'm assuming there's some pressure. I'm assuming that he's constantly like throwing little jabs and kind of, you know, hinting at it the whole time he's with her, because, you know, men and women, we don't really make good friends, right? Ain't too many dudes like hooking up with a girl to really like, I need a good friend, a good partner. Like 90% of the time, if not more than that, when a dude is dating you, he's only focused on soften you up so he can get your draws off. You know what I'm saying? So I imagine it's pressure for them, but at the same time, as an okay looking brother, it's sexual harassment for me. I don't never get no female to come talk to me and just bring me some real intellectual conversation. It's always flirting and sexual harassment. You know what I'm saying? Damn near to a degree. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a woman really sit down with me and take interest in me ever in my life. So I mean, it just depends on the people you're dealing with.
You might have sparked a few new questions in there. That's some stuff to think about too. Wife
Hey,
school,
Mike.
what do you think? Yo.
I wanted to say, this isn't like a thing today that they're saying now. It's like you go on a date with somebody and you don't get nothing in return. As most ladies don't, you know, they don't really sleep with the guy if they don't want to do it. If they don't see that for that reason and only want the food with the date. There's a thing called the coochie tax. You've heard of that?
The cooch, yeah, I think that you said tax, right?
Yeah, tax. Like they're overdue on men that they've been with so many years and they don't even see themselves with that guy for that reason. If they took him out, they're expecting that return. It's like a thing now, I heard.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay.
And the one last thing I want to say about that dating thing, brothers got to be careful. I know it sounds like I don't know, brothers like I'm gonna spend a little thing. I like to eat, but you gotta understand, there's a lot of women out here who, for real though, like it's a whole culture of women out here who literally they plan out they breakfast, lunch, and dinner off for niggas they done met. You know, they'll go to the club and get 2 or 3 numbers, and they planning on you being breakfast, they planning on him being lunch, they planning on the next dude being dinner, they planning on the next dude being a good time this weekend. And so you can't just
booty call.
Tricking if you got it, but you tricking for everybody, because now females think that's how to get it.
There was
Listen,
a woman,
I have no idea.
That.
Yeah, I have no idea. I told you what I represented to some of these girls. They just wanted the extravagance. They wanted to pull up in the car to all the events and stuff. But I have no idea if I was listed as food. But I had a homie tell me that a girl ordered a to-go plate in addition to her dinner. I said, dude, you definitely food. She asked him straight up, can I order something? He was like, yeah. You know, you're not trying to say no to it. I said, dude, she did what? Like, you think that's weird that she did that? That I let her do that?
There was a woman, she goes by Your Rich BFF on TikTok, and she talked about how she didn't pay for food for 2 years because all she did was just go out on dates with guys for 2 straight years. I'm serious. It's a real thing. She talked about it on TikTok, and she goes by Your Rich BFF. And 2 years straight, guys paid for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And that's another way to vet and protect the brothers. If you date a woman 3 or 4 times, and every time you don't spend no money, it's walks in the parks, it's just hanging out, woo-de-woo. After the 3rd or 4th date that she see you cheap, you ain't spending no money, and she still want to fuck with you, she still want to talk to you. You know you got a good woman, and then you can go ahead and you know, give her a little benefit for being a real one.
I agree with everything y'all saying, and yes, it does exist. But brothers, it exists in us too. There's men who got a different woman for their sex, morning, noon, and night. So let's not look at that as well.
Oh yeah, I told you, we accept one currency. I told you that. Yeah, we'll get ours in the process.
Absolutely.
Too.
Yeah. We're talking about a very small percentage of men that can do that.
That is true. That
small percentage.
Not in these days. Not in these days. There's
a lot of dudes.
No,
guess what?
It's a small percentage.
It's a small percent.
The reason why I say not in these days, because there's a lot of women who are giving it up for cheaper prices.
To the same men,
really.
though.
Yeah, man. We all don't look like CEO up there, man. So
You know,
it's
What
so
not
so
a
Like
lot
you
of
said,
guys
some
doing
women are
that,
giving
man.
it up
You
for
know what I'm
McDonald's
saying?
meal. Some
But
women
see
are
You
that
giving
know,
up
that
for
right there
McDonald's
is
meal
not a
now.
good thing.
and
You
you
might
know what?
think that's a good thing, but that's not. That's really. I mean, we
I
all
hear
playing
you.
and everything, but in real talk, man, one thing I learned is, man, it is probably like y'all probably had the most wonderful time with dating and doing business and stuff. But a person like me, I cannot get past how I look. A brother who's a black nationalist, a warrior, a strong brother does not want to be told he's beautiful. He does not want to be told he's cute, and he doesn't want people keep like hinting at that like I'm some faggot or some sweet ass nigga and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
hey
not a
man,
good thing. Y'all might look at a brother
CEO,
and see the smooth complexion, but don't get
some
twisted.
dudes out
It's
here
not a
ain't
good
getting
thing.
no ass, so they'll take the beautiful, they'll take the cute, they'll take everything.
Just put it like this, flip flop. Not to put myself in no female's position, not even to get on this because this shit's like some fuckboy shit. But like, just the real talk. Think about a woman who's very attractive, big ass bag. She can't fucking go out the house. She can't fucking go to Walmart. She can't
That's
just
right.
be in a. She can't fucking do. Don't nobody consider this human being. All they see is ass, titties, or a smooth complexion and some pretty eyes or some bullshit. You know, and it dehumanizes
That's
a
true.
person.
I
That's true.
agree. I agree.
I would
Good point.
definitely say too, man. Y'all gotta have a little bit of game and a little bit of discernment in the dating too. Like everybody don't go straight to dinner. Like the hoes gonna show themselves way before dinner ever come out. That's where the conversations come through. You know, you had a conversation and you talking. You gotta throw them. You gotta throw them like them little fake jabs and see what you got on the phone with you. You gotta be like, yeah, man. So what you doing tonight? Well, nothing. Like you know what I was about to. Well, you stay close to me. I should probably come over there. Just get a hug. I used to like to use that. I'm about to pull up. Let me pull up and get a hug. If she let
Uh,
me pull up and get a hug on a late night, then we're never going to dinner ever. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like
I
you
mean,
already there. You
and
already done
that's
let it know what it's gonna be, you know what I mean, or who you are, you know. You
and
just
that
gonna
that
go.
that lends to the point that I was making. If your goal is getting the draws, then that's the problem. If we're talking about that, if that's only your goal, we're gonna get it. It could take a day, it could even take a year. We still got the pussy, so we really don't care. If that's your goal, then that's what you're going. It don't matter how you achieve it. But if your goal is to get to know somebody and get a marriage or get a substantial relationship out of it, that's the difference.
Females will
That's what
respect
I'm
you if you
saying.
just
I'm
keep it
trying to
real
see
off the
where your
top and let it
mind
go.
is. You gotta see where her mind is. A goal. It may not be the goal. It's not a sole goal. Like we all have the goal that's in the back of our mind. Yes, of course. Yes, we would do it, but that don't mean it's the only thing that you after.
I'm in agreement to
Is
that.
this
I mean,
is this
You know
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying?
is
I'm
is
not
is this
saying
about is this
what your
about
goal
having
is.
game or playing games? Which one
Right.
are we
That's
No,
doing
but
here?
you gonna have to have a little bit. You gonna have to play a little because you
Because
gonna
that
have to.
sounds like
You got to
playing
weed
games to me.
through.
I'm
You
not
got to
getting in my
weed
car to
through.
drive to a woman's house to get a hug. It's a waste of time.
right. And Think
It's
Spark,
it's
This is
he
whole
gave a
ass
great
it
point.
foolishness.
may
I ain't
not
with
be.
playing
Shit
You know what
games.
I'm
down one.
saying?
I
Public
personally, I
down
ain't with
one.
playing the games. I'd rather
Let's get
just go ahead and be
White
straightforward. Yo, I
school.
want the draws,
let's
and I
get
have
white
gotten
school
them.
in here.
Yeah,
All right,
white
white
school.
school, because I want the woman's perspective. Do you think women feel pressure to have sex during the dating process?
Oh, most definitely. I know that I felt pressure lots of times as a young female, teenager, transitioning to an older woman. It just don't matter, okay? The men, like they said, they coming over, they doing all these jabs and I want to hug. They doing all them that crazy stuff to pressure us to have sex. And so you guys just blew it and what do you call that? Expose yourself. So um it's hard. Like if you're really trying to like live by your principles, like you said, if you grew up a certain way, if you had these beliefs, it's hard. It's hard because some people, they just don't care. Like they want those draws and they will put the charm on. And that's how we women give up so good, because you guys, well, sometimes you don't have nothing to offer, but you do got a good charming game. And you do just charm those pants right off. And from a woman's
Oh
perspective,
yeah.
it's like it depends on the mindset of a woman as well. Like if she's not fortified or or if she's insecure, sometimes she'll feel like she has to give in. And like maybe, oh, this is one of the first guys that really likes me. You know what I'm saying? But y'all running game. But maybe she sees it as, oh, this guy really likes me. So in order for me to keep him, I'll have sex with him. And she'll just give in to the situation, you know, she's been played. And then that's when you have women turn into savages and do all this crazy stuff and turn into rich girlfriends, BFFs, and play dudes. And it's just a crazy cycle. So, yeah, I think women do have that more pressure because, like, you guys can turn it up. Like you said, get that whiskey cream candle, spray that cologne that acts, you know, hold on. This is my weakness, golden sands. You know, you guys, the natural guys smell like golden sands. You know, it's hard. It's hard for women.
Yeah, I mean, look, those smells, man. Those dudes that know about fragrances, pheromones, the ones in
Yeah,
the air and the ones on your body. Listen, you draw
true.
just hand them the drawers as soon as you walk through the door. Don't even put on the fight. Just hand them to them. All right, relentless. Do you think men feel pressure? What I really mean is, for the men, do you think we pressure during the dating process?
Can I respond to her?
Yeah, real quick.
You know, it sounds like almost like she almost make it sound like they incompetent or something. Like we like coerce them to do things. You know what I mean? Like kind of that pressure tone is almost in that category of like almost
Only
like not
if the guy's just
all,
trying to get the draws.
all
And I'm not talking about every guy. Not every guy.
You
I'm
know
just saying,
what?
like,
You know what?
if they want to turn them on,
And
they can.
she's right. We do.
Hold on,
We do.
Rondon. Hold on, Ron, because I'm actually gonna cape for women on this one, bro. Because if you heard my monologue, you heard I said they are perfectly tailored for us to break them down. Like it is literally in their anatomy. You know what I mean? That's why dads stand in front of dudes. That's why I'm not in favor of what people call dick discipline, right? I'm not in favor of it because without another man standing in the way, he is perfectly built to break your girl down, for her to submit to him in that way, because he's smooth talking, he's smelling good, he shows up to do so. Like they are literally. That's why I said do not occupy intimate spaces with these men acting like you have the mental fortitude not to submit to him sexually. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I know it sounds like they're helpless in a sense, but they are. If you know what you're doing, you've broken enough women down in your day to realize they're not really gonna. You know, some dudes are just irresistible when you know how to do it the right way.
Trigger Mike, you're getting men mad right now. You're exposing too much.
They know. We all know. So here's the funny thing, Mr. Sean. Here's the funny thing. No matter what we expose, they're gonna let us do it anyway. That's the worst part. They're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that's so terrible. You ain't supposed to," and still do it tomorrow. There's women out here that's still gonna drop their drawers for the whiskey.
It's pretty much like professional sports. Everybody knows what everybody's going to do. Everybody knows what everybody's going to do. Everybody knows what play is going to get ready to get called. Everybody knows
play the game,
but they still going to do it anyway.
So why do we put so much emphasis on sex anyway? I mean, once you have sex, that's really when the game starts anyway, because good sex ain't gonna hold no relationship together no way.
You're right, King Spock.
That's when the game.
That's when the game.
It'll tear
because when you're only
apart,
looking
bro.
for sex, it's a game. We're trying to eliminate the games.
Well,
that's when the games start.
It's my verbiage. Right. It's my verbiage. I'm an athlete. I played sports my entire life since I was 5. So everything is a game to me. Everything is a competition. So I'm saying that's when the game really starts. That's when, if don't call it a game, boy, that's where it gets serious after sex or whatever. But after sex, that's when you really on both sides know what you're dealing with. If you're a woman, you have sex with a man, and you don't hear from him no more, then you know what time it is.
And I'm not speaking to you directly.
You know what I mean? You're gonna find out.
When I say that, I'm not speaking to you directly, but you just gave the point.
Yeah, but if you don't have sex, you'll find out too.
Right. The point that I was making is that using the word game, when I use that, is because you're right. It's not about competition when you're looking Everything ain't about competition. But when you're raised that way, and we as men have been raised that way, we start downplaying the actual value of character. We just want to compete.
We still in compete. I'm still competing with my character too. I'm competing all the way
People have a
around.
misunderstanding of what game it really is, man. When people think about game, they automatically think that means somebody's trying to manipulate somebody. When you go to a job interview and you put your best foot forward, you're putting game on that interview. You're running game. When you go there and you put your best suit on, he asks you a question instead of just keeping it simple. I went here, I did this. That's game. All you're doing, just naturally, a woman when you date with her or when you go out with her, she don't just want to, hey, how you doing? I'm all right.
See,
hey, where you been? What you done in your life? Nothing much. She wants to hear you say, well, I got a couple of businesses. I've been moving around. She wants that. You gotta have that. That's why y'all not getting no play. She want to be entertained a little bit. And that's the game.
You
you're
gotta
right.
put the sauce on the noodles.
Got to.
You're right. CEO, but if you think about it, you just used the word game in the context that I was raised on. Game meant lying to people. So let's be real about it. Yeah, you were gaming somebody. You was lying to them. That was in my vernacular when I grew up. That's exactly what we use game as.
Not all of us.
When
we run our game, not all of us are lying. Some of us are just really laying it on thick.
I'm not disputing that.
Telling the truth the whole time.
I don't know if it's lying, but it certainly is embellishing. You're certainly making yourself much better than what you appear to be.
And that's not lying.
Let me ask y'all a question.
If I go into a job and I say that I can do something and maybe I can't do it at a superior level, but I can do the job, but I say that I can do it at a superior level, is that technically lying?
Okay.
I mean, we could go either way on that. You know what I mean?
Let me ask y'all a question.
I can agree with that. Yes, sir.
Have y'all ever bought? See, I'm a salesman by profession, first of all. So have y'all ever bought anything that you really didn't need just because the salesperson was really good at what they was trying to sell you?
Nah,
has that ever happened to you?
She was fine, and I got it.
Yes.
Well, not even in that sense. Like just the salesperson, they really knew their stuff. They really could answer questions well, right? They created a need, and then you got closed, and before you knew it, you had bought you a new cell phone. You just came in there.
He's making the customer feel like, hey, you are getting something of quality. You are getting something of value. That, and if you can have the most valuable thing, like a diamond ring or something, and somebody come to buy it, and all you say, oh, I want this diamond ring, and then they're looking at you to tell something about the diamond ring to impress them, and all you say, yeah, it's a diamond. You want it or not? That's y'all dudes lame with no game. The person with a game gonna say, man, it's carrots, it's quality, it's perfect. Yeah, it's gonna show it in your face. Let me get the light and shot it on it. You ain't seeing the faucets. This is really that's just how you doing it.
Embellishing.
I get all of that, and I come from actual promotions as well. And King Spark, to answer your question, yes, that has happened to me. Where I did get something, I felt like an asshole when I got home and realized that I got gamed. Plain and simple.
You got. You didn't get gamed.
Yeah, I got. And you're right. And so I have gotten. And the funny thing is, in the promotions that I had, there are two styles of promotions, and I don't dispute that style can work. I'm the type where when I was doing promotions, I know there's a person who likes to lie. And I don't mind him being part of my team because I don't lie. So when I promote, I'll sit there and I'll be like, yo, this is what it is. I'm not asking you to like a record. I'm asking you to play a record and support it. I'm not really, whereas my counterpart, and some people like that type of part, yo, this is the best record in the world. Yo, blah, 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 blah. And we both get to our goal. So I understand his method, and I don't dispute that it's a great method. I just don't do that method, and my method worked just as well as his, except my relationship with the person becomes dependent on the person valuing character or not, because a lot of people just don't value character. They value
you're missing a part of it referred to as competition. Y'all brothers aren't competitive enough. You go talk to a woman, and there's 5 or 10 dudes that have shot
every day
at her today, every day.
I get that.
How do you
but
separate yourself? Product differentiation. How do
let
you
me
separate yourself from the
let me
last
answer
50
that.
dudes that said the same old shit?
Let me answer that because I already know who I am. I know my values. So if she goes with all of those people who gaming her, I'm like, yo, it's your loss, not mine.
Nah, bro, you
You
gotta
you you
put
You're
this
not
on.
getting
Like
it.
I said
You're
you
not getting
before,
it.
bro.
Okay.
Anytime you don't add
So
the
she go
extra
get that
sauce on it,
guy
she
and
not
he's
Let
going
full of
Ron
it.
talk.
for it.
Let Ron talk.
Anytime you don't add the extra sauce to it, she not going for it, bro. That's like your response right there was like how women be saying, they be like, oh, he just not for me. Like when they be strippers or whatever, and a dude have a preference that he don't want to date a stripper. Not saying it's anything wrong with a stripper, but most men ain't gonna want their woman going out and getting touched by other guys. So all I'm saying is, yo, you gotta put the little sauce up there. They like a confident man, bro. It's certain traits that women like. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in there all boring and shit like that, bro, you can oh, I'm keeping it real. You gonna miss out. You might miss out on something good. It say faith without works is
you
dead, right?
Hold
Like
hold on,
you
hold
can
on, hold
say
on, hold on,
any.
hold on.
Hold on. Let me
I gotta
finish. You
Oh
can
no,
say
object.
like,
no, my
oh,
bad, my bad, my bad.
you can say God got something for you, but if you ain't work, if you ain't work up to the point where when that opportunity presented itself, you might miss out on it. So you might just be saying, oh yeah, like she ain't want me. Nah, you probably ain't put your best foot forward.
No, what
But
I'm saying is I
if
don't
I
want her.
may,
If she only want that person who gonna game her, I don't want her. That's what I'm saying.
They all want the game, bro. It's a part of. It's just
And
life,
so you
bro.
play it.
I
They
don't
all
want
want
any more
realness, but
games.
we just play the game, so they just are
You
part of the
that's what
game.
you think. The crazy thing about it is you don't
You know what
even know.
okay, I've dealt with the guy, okay, the older man that had the game. It was good. I mean, like, wow, he looked good, but there was just nothing
That's
there.
not
There was
game.
nothing concrete. It was just all superficial. All that game, and he could just talk to him like, Dad, after a while, you like, well, what can you do, bro? Can you like send me, can you help me out? Can't do anything. And
But
then
don't
when a man
discount
shows up
game.
as
He had
himself in
bad
his
game.
full masculinity, I can submit myself to that naturally. No game, no nothing. I can recognize that in him if I elevated myself enough, if I know
sorry.
what I want. So if you showing up like Ron, like, wow, you know what, Ron, he been putting his head down doing the work. I'm automatically gonna recognize that in you. You don't have to put no game, no gimmick. That female that's meant for you, she's gonna be attracted to what you're doing. And that's what we
Well,
need to stop doing. We need to be better as people, and then we can find our compatible and suitable mates and get on with our lives.
however, like
Can I
It
ask a
with
quick
sound
with
question?
all of
good.
this
Matter of
though.
fact, relentless. Go ahead.
Hold
That
on.
sound good on
Oh,
Go ahead.
paper.
Relentless,
okay.
relentless. Go ahead, relentless.
Relentless.
Okay. Thank y'all for letting me speak. I appreciate it. That's very kind of y'all. It's like with me now. I understand what you all are saying about like game and putting on something. However, that to me that gets us nowhere in the dating game. That doesn't because it's like I not just personally. There are dudes out here who don't have nothing going on, who don't have aspirations, dreams, goals. They just bummy niggas. And there's women who love that. They just love, oh, he got tattoos. He's 6'4". He been to jail. That's my man right there. But you pass up on the brother who's strong in his faith, who's strong in himself, who has a business going, who's got 2 degrees because he's 5'10" and he don't look like Michael B. Jordan. So it's not always even about game because this is the problem with dating, especially in the black community. We date off of swagger. We let people have kids and get married based off of the idea of the shit that we like, not the shit that we need. That's why we have only 17% of the men have the kids because those are the Pookies, those are the Ray Rays, those are the hood niggas, those are the Futures, those are the Tristan Thompsons, those are the Nick Cannons, and you have maybe like 2 Barack Obamas, maybe 1 Russell Wilson, like as an example. It's like it is not. Oh yeah, go ahead, Sia. Go ahead.
No. Finish your statement. I just want to say I wanted to go next.
Oh, okay. It gets to a place where I'm not saying what you all are saying is wrong. I'm just saying there's also other truths to this side of the story too. Is the like me, for example, I'm not super top shelf liquor, but I'm sure of myself. I know who I am, and I have the real sense of masculinity, which is protection. But some women and even some men have the false sense of masculinity and they think that masculinity and courting is I'll fuck that nigga up. Don't worry, I'll shoot him. Like some women want dudes to sound like the beginning of the Chief Keef song, um, "Love Salsa." Like they just want them to be overly aggressive and go hard, and just they think that that's masculine. And if I don't do that, then I'm not a man. But that's not everybody. I will say that that's not everybody.
See,
But it's
yo,
like,
just can I just say, relentless, yo, how old are you? You the youngest person on here,
yeah, I'm
brother.
24.
You are speaking wiser than a lot of us old men. I'm 52.
He don't know yet. He ain't like. Listen, he gonna miss out.
I'm 52. I know,
Listen,
and he's speaking good.
He speak. It sounds.
Even at 52, Sean, you only know what you know.
I've been through what he just said. I've been through what y'all talking about, and I'm going through another stage right now. That's what I'm going on. You're right. I don't know everything.
But hold on. Adjusting Ron. You talking about he don't know, bro. I'm out here. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I communicate with these people. I see these people. I went to school with these people. I play basketball with these people. I know what's going on. I'm not telling you the whole picture. Now, if I was telling you the whole picture, then I would agree with you that I'm wrong and I don't know. I'm just telling you a part of it that also contributes to the story. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I'm just telling you a part of it. I didn't tell you how the story ended. I just told you a chapter.
If all right, so if we was giving advice to somebody 9 times out of 10, that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? We would give advice to a kid that don't really got no game, yo. Just don't be assertive. Don't show your character and things of that nature. That dude is not gonna get the woman, bro.
But that's not what I'm saying, though. That's not what I'm saying.
What you saying then?
What I'm saying is when it comes to like what men present, you all were talking about game. Some men do need help having quote unquote game. That is very true. However, the game is fucked up because it is being predicated that the winners are the people who are either flashy or they just quote unquote got it like that. And in some instances, I'm not saying to tell men to not be confident, to not speak highly of themselves, because you should speak highly of yourself, especially if you are mounting something. Shay, what you shaking your head for?
Because
Don't forget to let CEO speak.
It speaks to your inexperience. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, women have always and will always be attracted to the shiny object. And
that's not inexperience. I'm just saying what's happening. But go ahead.
Well, you're talking about the state. You're talking about the state of the game, and the state of the game is it's always been the same way. Whether it back in Roman times, Greek times, you can go back as far as you want to. The women have always been attracted to the shiniest object. Now, does that have anything to do with the state of the man? Not necessarily. Does that have anything to do with the morals, the values, and the character of the man? Not necessarily.
Morals and characters used to shine. Now they don't.
But that's the point. That's the point I'm saying, Sean. Sean, like, thank you. That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be about morals and characters, and the fact that we let but it's like, for example, it's like Julius Caesar. They used to say, "Lock up your wives." Hold on, because I heard y'all talk for like 20 minutes. I didn't say shit when Trigger Mike gave it to me. So I was respectful, and I let y'all talk. So let me finish, and I will please gladly be quiet so you can finish. What I was saying is we let the flash and the game get in the way of what's really important. And that's what Sean was backing me up on, is we put character, morals, personal growth, these things that are supposed to be what builds men, women, relationship, family, structure, the world to the side because we like that Julius Caesar got an army with him and money. We don't give a fuck about who he is as a person. As an example, same thing with Future. Women will still sleep with Future knowing he's a trash father and a trash dude, but he's rich. He's like, what, 6'4", 6'3"? Like, that's automatically going to get it to him. But it's like, I'm not saying what you're saying is incorrect. Like I said, what I'm saying is also part of it. That's it. So that's not necessarily inexperience.
A lot of this issue is that we're getting information.
We derailing the
information that's old.
Yeah,
it's old. The baby boomer, these generations.
We don't
keep
went
giving
off
us advice that's terrible. It's bad advice.
Great. We don't went off on a tangent. I gotta bring it back. We're gonna bring it back to the center. I done went to the bathroom. Was like these mugs going back and forth, but it was good dialogue though. I appreciate y'all for being respectful. On this particular topic, just because while we got another woman here, I want Sherry to let us know, do women feel pressure to have sex during the dating process? And welcome to you, by the way.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come up. And if I can just chime in as a woman, and
Sure.
just to let you fellas know what my sister said and Relentless said is absolutely correct, you guys. Um, Honestly, I find what when I got married to my husband, it was because he actually I primarily dated African American. And the game is what mess most men up because they're not transparent. And what would happen is when we will break up for some reason or another, and I'm a type of person when I'm kind of done, I'm done. They'll say, "Oh, I wanted to marry you." But we always play games and never show their feelings. My husband now is Hispanic. And a lot of African American sisters know if you, I'm from Jersey, go on the bodega, it's all mommy, mommy, I love you, I love you. And it's over. No, I'll be honest, it was like always seemed to be overbearing to us. But I had to calm myself down. And my husband from the door told me, I want to marry you, transparent. And we got married within like 4 months because he was transparent about his feelings. A lot of African American men, all the ones I dated, is still single because they play too many games. A lot of them are not transparent about their feelings. They have a lot of bitterness about what the past female, they'll say women have a lot of bitterness, but there's not a bitterness on this earth from a man, from one female that might have done them wrong. And so with women, I think now with this new culture, like the brother said, do women feel pressure? I think it depends on the type of woman. I never felt pressure to really sleep with a guy because I always dealt. I start to learn to deal in circles. I only dated men I had friendships or knowing about because I can already see how they operated. Like my husband, I already knew about his life. So that way I didn't have to vet so much. I already saw my male friends in certain situations. So you already understood their character beforehand. And so they already knew me. So it was a respect level where they knew who I was as a person and how to approach me. So I would suggest for the gentleman, how can the Bible talk about how can two walk together unless you agree? And with my first partner that I had a really terrible relationship, I had to fix in me to what caused me to attract that type of man. My brother told me, my oldest brother told me, he said, listen, he's this, he's that, because I was going off on what he was. He's this, he ain't no good. He said, I understand that, but you're not that. So how did you end up with him? That's my question. So my question is, you're always getting a female that want a male. Are you looking for the type of female or a type of appearance about that woman life where I call a fly? I know females that are just have so much social time that they spend time trying to game a dude instead of working on their own life. I was a landlord. I was a lot of stuff. I was working on my own stuff. So, like the gentleman said, Mike said, the coffee date, I was that girl. Let's go and get coffee because I don't have time to sit on a date for this long if me and you ain't going to line up. I could buy my own meals. So, what I'm saying are you attracting that type of female that is not financially or not even financially or even socially active in the community? Are you looking for those kind of characteristics? Because a female that has a full life, she don't have time to sit around here and game. And that's just, I want to say that point. It's the female standard on how, but I came from, my parents was my father was a pastor. I am a female that my parents, two-parent household. So that could say something about my confidence level with thinking I have to sleep with a man. So you might even have to look at her home structure. I never felt pressure to sleep with a man. If it's no, it's no, and it's just not going to happen. So I think it's your what you're selecting. could be the problem, and maybe what you're attracted to, you might have to review what's in you.
There it is.
Sherry, how long you been married, Sherry?
God damn, y'all.
please,
Oh,
Man.
y'all
Sherry.
triggered or what? Did she trigger
No,
y'all or what?
I know. I just want to know how long she's been married. How long you been married, Sherry?
5 years.
Yeah.
Let's
CEO.
go next.
All
Hold
right,
on,
Ron, go ahead.
CEO was
I think-
next.
please.
CEO was next. We've been waiting on
Oh man.
Hold on. We're actually going to get to a new question. So
I just want to respond to what you said.
Who was going to say something? Who was that?
It's Ron.
Ron, hurry up real quick.
All right, so I think we gotta switch it out from game into charm, because it's not we not saying that we playing games, but you gotta be charming to a woman. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hold on. Let me try to grab my thoughts. But damn, I done lost my thought process.
Charm.
You were saying something about charm. You gotta have charm.
Okay.
You gotta
Game
be
charm. You still talking about the same shit. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, look like a duck, it's a goddamn duck. Come on now. Like, stop.
Goddamn duck. All right.
Y'all got it. Whatever. Y'all got it.
All right, hold on, Ron. I don't think I got
Come back to you, Ron.
I don't think I got my man Mr. Williams in here yet. Let me get this question first, because I'm gonna ask him this question first, because I feel like all dudes that do their hair like that got the perfect answer to this question. Mr. Williams, you ready?
Yeah.
What are those, flats? Twists? It don't matter. You're gonna answer, you're gonna have the correct answer to this question. I'll put money on it. What's the proper way to jump in the DMs? Please let us know. Hey, in fact, I need all the dudes that think they got game. I need y'all to super chat the answer to this question. What is the proper way to jump in some DMs to get the results you want?
To be honest, Trigger, I'm not from that DM area. You feel me? Like, I'm 29. You feel? I'm more so like I like to try to get a woman.
If you don't sit your ass talking like you an old head, you said 20.
No. I'm just saying. You know, like when I was growing up, we actually was outside with girls and stuff. We, was interacting with them more. So like as I start getting older, I wasn't really in the DMs like that. Like I'm more so, like that ain't me. You feel me? I go to the mall, see a woman, wherever, and I'm shooting my shot. You feel me? See if I'm like the worst thing she can say is no, and I'm gonna keep moving on to the next one. Like, but I ain't really the DM type of guy for real.
Got you. No worries. All right, we'll move to who didn't go. Mr. True Table, what's going on?
How you
flexing
doing?
on it for the sunroof again.
Nah, stop it. You just catch me while I'm mobilizing. This is a great topic, Mike, man. You have me over here clapping. It's crazy. So what's the question? So
just to give it a little context.
Okay.
I feel like just like Mr. Williams said, I used to find a way to organically meet a girl. Like, I wasn't the type to do that cold approach, like, yo, I'd be like, who know her? Goddamn, who know her? Yo, let's do something, invite her here, give her a ticket to my party, something. I got to meet the girl. So I don't think that's the way it's really done. A lot of people say they meet because a dude jumped in their DMs. Even girls talking about jumping in dudes' DMs now. So if that's not something you did primarily, what do you think the proper way to approach that is? How do you properly jump in the DMs to get the result you want?
I would have to agree with you and the young man. No, I wouldn't do the DMs. Honestly, I think if you're jumping in the DMs, you're losing. Yeah. If you're really getting it in real life, you don't got time for DMs. And I think a lot of things I heard since I've been listening, I haven't heard any guy talk about the elevation of their game, if you want to call it that, to where they're attracting women outside of CEO DMP. Like, you don't really have to go chasing anything. If you're really that guy, trust, you're not going to go long without female attention. It's like gravity. They really will flow in and out your life. When I was actively dating, like when I was really out here doing it, I kept 5 to 7 girls at a time, like in rotation, heavy rotation, to where they had to schedule or I had to schedule. So you don't really, in my opinion, as a man, if you're having to really go out of your way and, create a script for a DM, you're losing already. That's just how I see it.
When I say profound, bro, profound. Let me just tell you, as somebody, I think most of the men on here will agree. When we usually talk about it in this space, talk about men being on their purpose, and your time is so limited that you're just working. I, in my life, have never had been more of a magnet to when I wasn't even focused on females at all. I just have such limited time. I'm working, studying, doing work. And now all of a sudden my homegirl want to meet you. Can I give her your number? You like, it's like, what do they see? I don't, but they will come to you. I think that's the truest statement I heard today. All right.
Right.
Going around. CEO. What is the proper way to jump in the DMs?
I'm being completely honest. I don't know what the DM is. I'm assuming that when you on Facebook and then somebody just jumps into your messenger, that's what they call it. Okay,
yep, basically, yeah.
I've never done it and I don't do it. I'd rather go up to Walmart and meet me a female or something like that.
We some OGs up in here. That's what
they be in Walmart too.
Yeah.
They be at a grocery store. That's what they be.
You know what I'm saying? And then just to hit on that last thing. Now the game, I understand that. What I'm starting to realize is that people with no game have been giving game a bad name because y'all got game completely messed up. That's not what it's like. Y'all talking about people who are fronting, who have no integrity, who are lying. You know, that's not game. Game is like this. So let's say I'm trying to teach brothers how to have a little game. And we're coming on here, you trying to get you a woman, or you trying to be attractive, right? So I'm talking to Relentless. I would tell the brother, look at your background. You know, get you a proper look, set yourself up, put something on there, put some tight clothes on, put you a hat on or comb your hair, line it up, you know what I'm saying? Look your best, present your best. Now, a woman's going to come see, here's the game. She comes to you and she sees basically the way you're coming at it. It's just like your background. You're empty, you're bland, you're nothing. Now she come talk to me and she looking at my background and she like, oh, just how, and this ain't nothing faking. This is an expression of me. That's my game. I'm something and I'm showing it. Like there's more to me than, you know what I'm saying? And she see that and that's going to turn her on. Why do you think like that? Why do you have that posted? That's not lying. It was me who created this. It was me who came up with the artistic expression to create these things. I'm not fronting. I'm not lying. You really are getting an interesting individual. Now, when she looks at your background, it's like when you approach her and she's looking at how your game. She ain't seeing nothing. She ain't hearing nothing. Ain't nothing turning her on. And you could possibly be a better man than me, but you the one played yourself by not presenting yourself in a good light. You know what I'm saying? You did that to yourself. You need some game. You need to know how to handle yourself.
May I follow up with that?
You just gave him some game right there.
Oh, may I follow up with that?
Game on game. You next, actually. Go ahead.
Oh, well, CEO, like, I don't know if you was using me as an analogy or if you was using me realistically, but what you're talking about, I respect as game. I'm talking about what people in my age consider game and it's actually putting up a front. That's what I'm talking about. Just so we can make that clear. Also, earlier, I want to apologize, like if I cut you off from talking. So I want to.
No, you're good. You're very respectful. Like you can't do nothing wrong, Alex. You're a good man. I'm not shooting at nobody. I'm just saying, like, it's hard to explain, like game.
But it was a good analogy, though. That's why I liked it. Right. So I'm not upset. I was just genuinely asking a question.
That's why I said we gotta change it to being charming to a woman because y'all getting it confused. Y'all demonizing it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing to be charming to a woman.
No,
not at all. Not at all.
I mean, she has a lot of suitors, man. If you're competitive and when you talk to her, if you are actually interested in her and you do truly want this woman, you don't want to be single, you don't want to be alone. You want this woman, you're attracted to her, but you see you in the club and you see she done had about 10 dudes in the last hour approach her. But you want this woman, if you value yourself and you have any confidence, you want her. I don't care. All these other dudes want her. I like how she looks. I like how she talk. I want her. You ain't gonna just approach her after she just had 2 dudes buying drinks. They got chains on. You gonna approach her? Hey, how you doing? You know, it's not gonna work.
Could I chime in on that for a second?
I wanted to give. My bad.
No, go for
it. I just want to give my answer because I was following up what CEO said because I was genuinely asking. But I was going to say, I'm not too sure there's a proper way to DM somebody. Like, I'm pretty sure that there is a way. I'm just not sure what way. So I think how CEO presented as, the not necessarily the flash and the change, but who you are, that's a good way to do it. So I would consider that personally. And that was all I had to say with that.
But put a little push on it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think that's where they're coming off as game is wrong because in the pursuit, you know what I'm saying, you actually do put some charisma on it. You do put a little jazz on it. You do spread it a little thick, but they shouldn't be lying to you. I mean,
No,
you
and
shouldn't be just presenting your best self.
I agree. I'm just talking about not just my perspective, but like what's around me. Like right now is what is considered game is not what you're talking about. What you're talking about should be game, and I don't disagree with that. Like
Yeah.
I know women who give men babies just because he went to jail. That's it. Like that was his game. Like things like that. I know that's a little extreme, but it's the reality. So that's what I'm referring to, and that's what I'm also looking at. I'm not discrediting what you're talking about as game because you and the other brother, I forget who it was, y'all are right about that. I don't disagree with that.
You know
Yeah,
what?
having
I
game
feel
is
like
just knowing what to say, like how to talk to a woman.
I was gonna say trying to articulate it a little better. When I was younger, I had a part-time job. I worked at Nordstrom Women's Shoes. Trying to sell those expensive ass shoes, you got to be charming. All right, trying to sell shoes to a woman. So the funny thing about game is you're going to end up empty. Sometimes they know a game is being run on them, and it gives them the choice to decide whether they want the shoe or not, despite your game. Like some women will go along with it, but charm, that's why I think you heard. I've never heard the term game a woman's pants off. I've heard the term charm a woman's pants off several times. You made her think it's a great idea to buy these shoes. You see what I'm saying? Charm works in all facets of life. Game makes you look like a used car salesman at sometimes. Charm really works.
My thing
I
is,
think.
what you
Oh,
gold though? See, I can go fishing, depending on the type of bait I'm using, is going to produce what type of fish I'm going to catch. So if I just want whiting, okay, cool. But if I'm going for salmon, a better quality of fish, and I think that's what a lot of men get messed up. That's why I was saying, if you're getting the result, what type of game are you putting on? Because just like you men, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I had certain men when I walked around because of my persona, they'll come up to you, going try to holler, and then like when how you doing, sir? Oh, I just want to tell you we're beautiful, and backed off. You know why? Because they knew by the way my conversation, the way you carry yourself, you're not in my class. Same thing with females. If you're getting a low quality type of female with a moral and standard, what is your appearance like? Because just like you were saying, selling the shoes, a certain type of shoes, a certain type of bag only can be sold to a certain type of echelon and class, or they can't keep suit with that brand. You see what I mean? You might get somebody who's in a lower class financially, might get one, but they can't constantly purchase that brand. So what I'm saying is, what I'm telling men, what are you putting out to get the result? If we're talking about the girl in the club, you're being attractive primarily only by an appearance. And these women putting butts in, putting all this, and they're a total wreck in their personality. So my question is, what kind of bait are you putting out, and what kind of fish do you want?
I don't think we
I like.
complaining about women for the simple fact I never had a bad girlfriend. Like I don't get like what you asking. You saying it like we up here like complaining that we've been getting bad women or something. Like,
Are
I
you
don't think she.
dating
I
And
women
don't
and
think.
for
and and
I don't
and
think.
the and to your example, Sherry, the bait has nothing to do with which pond you fish in. If you go to the wrong place, you're going to get the fish that are already there.
exactly?
There's nothing you can do about the bait is irrelevant. Nothing you can do about it. What you have to do is you have to try to find women that are in different locations that may be more suitable for the lifestyle you want to live. For me personally, I don't want to date an overweight woman, right? So there's a certain place I'm going to look for women who aren't overweight. More than likely, most of the women I'm going to pay attention to are probably in the gym and they probably work out, right? Because that's the type of woman I'm looking for. Now, the debate is irrelevant. If I'm looking at I don't know, if I'm at the fast food spot looking for women, I'm probably in the wrong place. Debate is irrelevant.
Well, I
That's all I'm
disagree.
saying.
I
some bad
disagree with
chicks
you
ain't done.
slightly with the bait, only from the standpoint that again, all you guys make very valid talking points. And who is it, Sherry B? I think you made a very, very valid point. I was actually going to say that it is based on your bait. I don't think men put enough time into their own development, to be honest with you. And I think that most men are too one-sided.
Thanks.
Women are very, very great creatures overall. Not enough men put time into actually knowing what it is to be around a woman that you don't want to sleep with, or being around a woman that maybe you even do want to sleep with, and developing yourself to figure out how this even works. Because if you're going to be good with women, you need to be around women. Most dudes spend an abundance amount of time around men and thinking they know what women want. I don't call it game, I call it awareness. Because if you're going to be in one area, you got to know exactly how women in this class, as Sherry was saying, what they gravitate towards. A lot of times I hear men's speech patterns. I can already tell where they're from. I can already tell that they don't read. I can already tell what they probably consume as far as content and media. And women pick up the same thing. If you walk up to a woman that grew up in a very affluent area and you say, no, I'm saying, she's already going to dismiss you. And this is overwhelmingly what happens if we want to keep it a buck, because I'm just a very authentic, direct person. Our community sometimes cannot go past certain areas. So if you're talking about
Facts.
being good in this, game, you want to call it, you need to be socially aware. And you need to know what works here and what doesn't if you're trying to be overall, successful, in my opinion.
Wait.
Right.
So what are we
It might.
And
talking
that's
about
why
now?
I
We talking.
say, and
Hold on.
that's
Are
what
we
I was
talking about?
saying. What's your end result, you guys? That's what
But
I
what?
said. If you just going to sleep with a woman, hey, dude, that's the type of fish you going for. But that's what I'm saying. What is your outcome? Brother up there, you say you want to get married. So I go to the gym. So going to the gym, it's a lot of girls on Instagrams that got bad bodies. But Amber Rose got a terrible character. So is that the whole picture? So this is what I'm saying. What is your end goal? She's doing slut walks. You know what I'm saying? So there's more facets to what your outcome is. That's all I'm saying. What's your agenda by
At
dating?
the
Wait, hold
at
on. Let
the
me
end
ask
at the
you a
at,
question.
at the end of the day, I could go to a lake and I could drop the bait for a trout. But if there are no trout in the lake, I'm wasting my time. That's the point I'm trying to make. The bait is irrelevant. You have to go to the place where the people or the types of women you are looking for are residing. They're there for you. You cannot fish somewhere and look for a specific type of fish that does not exist in that body of water. They're not there for you.
However, two things can be true at the same time. You're not wrong, but the brother with the sunroof flexing everybody. He and Miss, I forget your name, Miss Sherry, the one who's married. Yes, like you all are also right too, in that it does depend on the bait. Like if you go to where the trout are and the trout are attracted to worms, why the hell are you bringing the fake one? Go get the real one. Go get the real one in the can that's still alive. So you both have valid points. And you can't go looking where they're not, but when you go where they are, you do have to have the right bait.
Exactly.
But your own work and your everyday where you are is a pond. That's the whole thing. You're
You're
thinking
right.
you have to have
You're
a
right.
targeted strategy. I said myself, I only fish in ponds of people I know. I already understand and have been able to observe their character already under situations they didn't know I was observing. So the thing is, with your dating, you might be neglecting the perfect person for you because you're so looking, I got to go over here, where you might already have the perfect woman around you, but you're not paying attention. That's all I'm saying.
I don't. I don't get where I don't get the conversation right now. I don't know if we off topic, but are we saying that we get bad women? Is that like what we saying? Like that's what you saying? Like we dating bad women or something?
I said, what's your outcome? That's what's your, so if you ever want to get to a goal, you have to determine what my goal is and then determine what your strategy is to get that. So if you're just dating to sleep with women right now, I don't want to be serious. That's a different strategy for a long-term relationship or a potential wife. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Well,
So we're
who's
gonna
talking?
do a
Oh, sorry.
role play scenario. I'm gonna just kill the DM part because I want to see this since
I didn't
y'all
even
we
get
keep
to
talking about.
I know I wanted to answer that question. I didn't
Oh,
get a
you
chance
wanted
to.
to answer?
Yeah.
All right,
Wife school
we
answer.
gonna we gonna get wife school real quick. What's the proper way to jump in DMs? Or
thank
if you had your
you.
DM
Goodness, because I didn't know
jumped in.
where we were going with food and seeing it. 'Cause I was getting hungry. Uh, I mean, like, just be yourself. Like you guys have expressed earlier. Like we're hearing all this type of things, and guys are bombarding our space. But just be yourself. Have your own personality. There's so many followers out here. Nobody's being their selves. They're doing all these representatives, and just be confident. We want a confident man. Okay, I want you to be confident in yourself. Be funny. We like a little bit of joke here and there. And please don't be sexual. Don't make any sexual comments. Hey, girl, things like that. And don't touch a woman. Like if you meet her in person, like don't be like, hey, ma,
All
grabbing
right,
her, like trying to get her attention.
wife
Like
school,
just keep it
wife
to
school, and Sherry. I
That's
don't know
game
how
you just
long.
gave.
I don't know if y'all been in the game to experience this, but I have to ask because I've never done it, and we're gonna know how many dudes on the panel have done it by their facial expression. After I say this, do women really respond to D pics?
No.
Does that
no,
work?
no.
Not
Does
leaving
that
off
work,
with
fellas? Does it work?
no. No.
Trey
That's
said
a
yes,
good
it
question.
works.
I was gonna ask. I wanted to ask
Look,
that question, but
hold,
I didn't.
hold on. The reason
There,
I bring that up.
Trigger, there's a caveat to it, but yes, they do work.
So this is what I'm saying because my wife said something like, one of her friends was like, "Yo, I can't believe, the 36-year-old lady still dating, not married." So like, she still says a dude, or I met the dude. She was like, "No, she got rid of him. He got weird. Started sending her deep pics." I said, "People still do that at this age?" And then I said, "Wait." She's like that ever freaking work?" I said, "Babe, if a 30-something-year-old man is still sending it, it's because that shit works. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like it has to work. If they just go keep doing it, somebody gonna respond to it. So that's crazy to me that way. I've never done it, not once.
Trigger, I actually know a married couple that got married because he sent her the picture. He didn't mean for her to get it. She wasn't supposed to get it. And then she liked what she saw. They wound up going out on a date. 5 years later, they're married. They have 2 kids. And it all started over a
Well,
wrongly sent D pic.
I would love to see how they explain that to God. I would love to be at the pearly gates for that conversation.
You carry it on the stick.
How did you two meet? They gotta lie. They gotta fucking lie. They gotta lie.
Well, he would already know, right?
Well, I'm just saying, even regular people. You know that's how to. So how did you two meet? Tell us how you met. They just gonna look at each other like, which part of the story you want to tell?
I just want to say
All
something
right.
real quick about the DMs.
Yeah.
The best way to the proper way to send a woman a DM is to never send her a DM. That's the proper way. Because how easily she can answer your DM, she can answer another guy's DM. And a lot of these women are getting multiple DMs per day. They're getting multiple DMs. And I showed this to my ex who we had a child together. I said, I want to show you something. And she opened up her DMs. And I said, I want to show you mine. And I'm going to show you mine. You show me yours, basically. Hers was, and we counted, she had 30 more than I had. And these are just guys we work with, guys at the gym, just random guys that I speak to every day. And I'm like, damn, you sliding in my girl DMs? That's crazy. The best way is to never do it. And True Table, you took a little bit of the steam because I was going to go down the route that you were talking about. Every relationship that I've had that's been somewhat semi-successful has been relationships where I didn't chase her. I was on my own thing. I was doing my own thing. She came to me. I didn't go to her. I wasn't paying her any attention. And my daughter's mom was that. She's the one that came to me and said, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I know this place we should go. She asked me out. And we wound up being together, moving in together, lived together, we're in a relationship, had a baby together. To me, the most successful relationships are the relationships with the women, not necessarily are having more of a vested interest, but they are much more interested in you than maybe you were in them at the beginning. They liked what they saw, which is why I can say, Trigger Mike, some of the D pics do work because there's their caveat. If she already likes you, it'll work.
Nice.
I think Instagram DMs work when you got a good profile. Like I've sent something as simple as the eyes. You know what I'm saying? I sent eyes to chicks and they responded to me. I think you just got to have a good profile. Show that you're doing certain things and it'll work. I like the approach in person. But
I like the eye thing because it's mystery. It's not like, hey, that's a fat ass you got. No, it's just like, damn. And then let her
I
interpret what it means.
I can be wrong, but
conversation.
I can be wrong, but my interpretation of what I've observed of most women, if it's low entry to getting her attention, she 9 times out of 10 not gonna respect you. And a lot of guys are, to me, a DM is like submissive behavior. That's how I look at it. If you're getting a DM, that's a way different. It's kind of like, I love to use business. When you apply for a job, you're coming in trying to get them to hire you. When they're contacting you to come and actually be vetted by you for a potential hire, it's way different. It's the same thing in dating, in my opinion. And a lot of guys, I'm learning, and forgive me, I just assume because I run with a certain type of, group of dudes, it's been like that for a long time. I assume most dudes was getting it at the same level, but I'm starting to learn that no, it's not really common. You have to be very, very clear on how you present yourself. So I get it, you know, and again, I think Sherry said it. Every woman a little different. There's girls, there's women, there's ladies, you know, so certain things are gonna work depending on where she's at in life. But if you're trying to get a woman, a good woman, a solid woman, somebody who is what I call untouchable, you know, if you can hit her with a DM, yeah, anybody can hit her with a DM. Like you're in competition. That's a huge, billions of people. I just don't think it's sustainable.
Because I never sent the DM. I'm so old. I never sent the DM. I always had to talk to women. I tell guys now, get out there and get rejected, man.
No, y'all
Get off
Western Union.
those dating apps. Get out there and get you know, go get your skin toughened up. You know,
I really So I think I lied. I did send one. I did send one message. It was when Facebook was brand new. And it was only because I knew the girl from way in high school. We had a class together, and I had no other way to find her. I literally sent a message and said, "Hi, do you remember me?" That's the only time I've ever did that. But I wanted to meet up like immediately because we shared a look, and I was like, "Damn, I haven't seen this girl in like a week," and you know what I mean, like that. So that's the only time I've ever did that. But I knew her from the past.
Hey, Trigger, that's how you build up your confidence in your game.
You gotta
Being out there, like actually
I
trying
want
to
to
get them
do
in
this
person.
now because all I've heard is about spitting game. So since we got two ladies here, all right, in fact, we're gonna put them at the top. We're gonna put them at the top right now. We're gonna drop the dudes off at the bottom. We're gonna hold on. We're gonna put them. God damn it, hold on. All right, whoever feel like their game is tight, you don't got to put yourself on the spot. I want you to ask these ladies out on your first date. And the chat gonna tell you if you hot or not. They probably gonna hate, but fellas, we gonna know who got game enough to get one of these ladies out on a first date. JC suggested this too. Shout out to my man JC. Fellas, you can't do it like this.
You got to make Truth Table go first because he was telling us how he's so smooth.
Who game is tight like that? We can't be
Trigger.
silent,
I'm excluded from this.
Let me respond to Truth though, because he was saying you low quality if you send a girl a DM. It's called spinning plates, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't low quality. You might not never see this girl in person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't holler at all my girls. All the girls that I've ever dated, I met them in real life. I smashed a lot of chicks off of Instagram. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't make it low quality because you send a girl a DM, bro. Like
the woman is low quality.
I didn't say. Let me respond to
him
him real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't say that you were low quality. I said that you have to be careful on how you present yourself as a man because you will be perceived as low quality when it's a low barrier to entry. Talking to any woman, it's gonna be perceived low quality, bro. I'm sorry. There's just tier levels to it. So as you may have been successful smashing, you smashed, great. But if you're trying to be intentional, you got to upgrade your game because it doesn't work across the board universally.
True. I thought you were saying that the woman is low quality. You saying the man is low quality?
I'm saying that a man has to be very careful. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like you used the nightclub, for example. I've seen guys walk across the room, turn around, bend over, and start twerking on a girl. And thinking that works. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. Now,
bro,
I don't know what y'all do in this generation no more.
What kind of nightclub was that?
Oh, I've been all over. But what I've learned is that, like Mike said, if it's worked, dudes will continue to do it because we're repetitious, in our behavior. But to me, I'm like, why would you put yourself in a position to be perceived, on the other side of the team? So all I'm saying is that you just got to be intentional. Like, you shoot a DM, cool. But I've learned a lot of dudes will do something thousands and thousands of times, get it right once and be like, oh, this works. That doesn't work. The probability is telling you it doesn't work. You do something 1,000 times and it works once. It's not even a 10% return rate, my guy. Come on.
So I'm gonna start this off because we could change the game up a little bit. I'm gonna show you how you spit some of this dirty ass game, and this is something that we used to do in college. This is how you spit dirty game. So I like a chocolate. So I'm going after wife school. Okay, tell me if this works. Yes or no. Hey, wife school, you got your girl Sherry B number or what? I'm trying to get at her. Tell me that's not dirty game and tell me that shit don't work. Tell me it don't work for the one you want. Holla at the other one And she like, what? Okay, well, I'll give you the number. Hey, I'm not telling you it had a 100% success rate, but 80% I think is being fair.
Peak that
Go to the
interest.
one you want and ask for her friend number. Tell me it don't work. That's
That's
dirty,
too risky to me. That's too risky. Because what if she gives you the number?
bro. I'm telling you, 80% of the time, bro, it works. Women are weird. You cannot take literal steps to getting with that. In fact, we talked about it. I don't know who said it. Coming to a woman and stating all of your intentions plainly will likely get you curved.
Now,
No doubt.
you do know women have competition. My sister can
Indeed.
attest to that. If you try that, if you're around competitive women that are attractive, you're out. Because now what you did, it's almost like with you guys having competition. Females, sometimes it's like, oh, well, you want to talk to my friend. That's over. I should have been the first pick. So that might backfire on you. Women, she'll tell you when we go out in groups, women are very competitive and catty.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm telling y'all, women are
That's the only
very
right thing you said today.
But I thought I just sparked the competition. Look, so the caveat or the preface is that I know she like me. We like each other. You see what I'm saying? So if she's not pulling the trigger, I'm gonna act like I'm interested in somebody else to make her. I cannot do anything with that damn phone number.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I've run that game a few times. Look, I told you I used to be a nice guy, and I got upset that shit won't work. So I had to start playing y'all games. They're not my games. If it work on y'all, these are y'all games. Like literally, I don't know what be going on in a woman's head that shit work. 80% of the time, I'm telling you, it worked.
Trigger, that's why I'm asking. Are we running? Are we playing games or do we have games? Which one are we doing here?
Can I say?
I feel like you graduate in life. You
Both.
graduate playing games.
Yeah. Can I say this? When we was talking about game, and I was the one who challenged it, we was arguing really over semantics. And really, game, the context of the person's intention is really what defines it. If your intention is to get in the drawers, then you're gaming in the way to lie. If your intentions are to get a wife or what have you, then you're being confident, gaming in the way that you said is charming. It's really the intention of the person, not really the word.
Indeed.
But what is the intention every time when a man talks to a woman?
Every time is you can't speak every time. Anything done in excess is default. So you can't
try and get them cheeks.
Everybody isn't looking for the same thing.
So
Man, even if we try and get married, we
been a
still
time
trying
that
to
you have
smash.
approached a woman and you saw this woman, and the reason that you approached her was because you saw somebody you wanted to be your best friend. You imagine yourself playing basketball. That's what like, has there ever been a time that you haven't immediately, the reason you approached that woman was to have sex, but you didn't go straight to sex. You ran some game.
CEO, sex is easy, bro. I can get sex. Can I get character is what I'm looking for.
But that's not the point, brother.
Sex is easy.
But that's not the point, Sean.
Can you get sex by walking straight up to the woman and saying, I want sex?
Absolutely. I have done it. I have went up to a woman and said, look, I want to smash, and I got sex. Yes.
Hey, Sean, let me ask you this.
I never talked to a girl. I wasn't trying to smash.
Yes.
Even
You
if you
don't want to accept the answer? I just told you yes.
Let's ask Sherry B. If a man walked up to you and said he wants to have sex with you, what are you going to say to this man?
It depends on if the female is already attracted to that dude.
There you go. The rules change.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's true.
It depends on where she is in life. That's why I told y'all it's on strategy and what's your game.
I want to try this game thing real quick.
To not be in a relationship. I'm
I
telling
want to give an example.
I'm telling you, some women are looking. If not, like you said, brother, you hit a lot of girls on the DM and was smashing. Sometimes they just on that time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I ain't tell him I wanted to smash him from the door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't just tell him, like, yo, I want to smash.
You just got two answers that debunked your perspective. You got two answers, one from me, one from a lady. You still just don't want to receive it. Why?
This is what I'll tell you. If I'm telling somebody,
because it's not true.
I ain't lying to you. I just told you it happened. I ain't lying.
If
you
don't want to believe it. If you say that to 10 women, how many women you think you gonna fuck?
You didn't ask that question. You
Not
asked,
me.
has it ever worked? You
You got to
asked, has it
stop
ever
going in them
worked?
circles where you
All
running
right,
into
so we
prostitutes.
got
That's
all
the
right.
only one going to
Pause.
answer to that.
We got an example. We're gonna get a role play in here. The
Please.
Mac of the Trigger Mike show about to put the game on the ladies. Let's hear it, CEO.
And this ain't Mac. I'm just gonna show you how real game is innocent. It's not somebody lying. So we all hearing a bunch of dudes. The two women just walk in. I'm be like, I'm talking to Sherry B in the wife school, and thank God ain't been nothing but dudes in this place for a week. We finally got beautiful women in the building. Like, what brought y'all up in here tonight? Like we been.
We supposed to respond?
Yeah, I was
I
about to
thought
say.
she wasn't hearing me.
Sherry,
I just thought we
She's
wanted
on
to
mute.
talk
Yeah,
about
Sherry.
this. Oh, Sherry.
I'm talking to both of you, but I'm
I
gonna show you
said
how
we
this
can't
naturally.
hear Sherry. We can hear you, White School. We can't
Hold
hear
on.
Sherry.
You on mute, Sherry.
There you go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Now,
That's it right there, because he came in, number one, it wasn't over sexual, and he's presuming confidence. Women, every woman, like, that's what the brother that's talking there, Mr. Table, I'm just gonna call him. Women like confident men, and when y'all are getting that money, most men are confident.
But check this out.
Confident, you know. So that's all you have to
I
do.
Remember the main point though is just to show you what I'm talking about with gaming. Excuse me, the wife school. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Okay, when I'm talking about gaming is remember this. Now I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just putting the scenario correctly. Remember this whole talk I'm doing to y'all. I have no interest in really talking to you. I'm just trying to get in your drawers. Okay, but I'm not gonna come up to you and say I have no interest in talking to you. I just want to fuck. Right, I'm gonna come up to you and I'm gonna conversation. How y'all sisters doing? Looking good, love their hair. Both of y'all looking attractive. What brought y'all in here tonight? That's game. I'm not lying. I'm not cheating. I'm not stealing. I'm not scamming.
I like this explanation, articulate. I feel like that has gotten me a lot of places in conversation, because the craziest thing about what CEO is saying is that there are a lot of dudes that can make the approach. And then I've heard many of women say, just ask these dudes a few questions and they'll fall apart. Their game don't go very far. So I feel like if you can articulate yourself as a man, that's like another part of the equation. And for CEO, I don't think it hurts him either that he sound like he related to Barry White and James Earl Jones. But either way.
What I liked about CEO's approach is he didn't keep it focused on him. He directed it towards me and invited me to have an engaging conversation, which is a good setup.
All right, I got a question.
Can we agree, Trigger Mike, can we agree that these two ladies are a certain type of lady? They're not the DM, they're not the DM ladies, and they're not the Instagram ladies. Now, if the Instagram ladies was here, the same way you just said it, and I'll give you the example of what I said when I did say, I want to say, look, I ain't about playing no games. You know, if you want to go out, we can go out. But really, I'm just trying to, I just want to have sex. I ain't in the place for a relationship right now. And I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but if that's what you're looking for, I ain't the person. But if you want to have a good time and sex, yo, let's go ahead and do that. Some of the Instagram girls or people who are just looking for that, embrace that. Because there's like, I'm tired of people just telling me and trying to run this game on me, instead of just telling me directly what it is that they want.
Let me try this in the same situation. He said, "Let me have sex." So like I'm talking to Sherry B and the white school. Even if I want to say the same thing he said, I'm gonna come up to them once again. Y'all some beautiful, attractive women in here tonight. And look, I'm just gonna keep to myself. I don't want to be disrespectful to y'all sisters, but I'm just gonna be honest.
I agree.
Hold up. I'm just gonna be honest to you. You know, you're very attractive, and I know this sounds somewhat disrespectful, but you guys are beautiful, and I'm really just trying to see if you guys will come home. You know, I'm like, I got a nice place, I got some wine. You know, we can have a good time. Music. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not gonna. You know, what I'm saying you'll be good, but you know, I really want to get y'all. Let's get out of this place, man. It's all this noise, all this smoke, all the light ain't right. Let's just go back. I mean, is y'all feeling me? If y'all feeling me, like, shit, let's stop wasting time. Let's just go back to my spot. Let's chill out. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't comfortable with that, fuck it. But let's go somewhere other than here, because I really want to get with y'all two. I really want to talk to y'all two, only y'all two. I can't hear nothing, all the music and shit. That I'm not lying. I'm not doing nothing scandalous.
Oh wow. See, you see that? Because that's the way you go at it with women. I'm telling you, confident, and most men are just say, "What's up with you tonight? What you doing?" Women already know what that key is, but it was the approach. That's why I said when women, it's about confidence. Because most say if we shot him down, he'll just go on and move on to the next one. And you
Let me
don't
tell
look
you.
desperate. You see what I'm saying? Women love a
That was good.
confident man,
Let me tell you why it
but not
works.
looking desperate. Because for his approach, I know if me and her, now we good, he gonna go on, get in his car and move, and he won't look hurt about the situation.
And Trigger Mike, let me just add something to that because it works. I tell you, when I met my wife, I said, you know, we were at this terrible party and she walked by me and I just asked her, I said, listen, are you here with somebody or can I get a shot? And we're married 35 years. That's the first thing I ever said to her. Are you here with somebody? If not, can I get a shot? That was the first thing I said to her.
I'm seeing a correlation between confident statements and getting a girl. So
And see, y'all probably if I see you again in that club, and this is why men can't get in their feelings. And he turned me down. I see him again. That female, that might have caused the attraction. And I'll say, oh, what's up with you? She'll spark. I'm quite sure you had that in many conversations. You see that chick again, and she's the one pursuing you. You see what you left a mark on that female.
Can I get in here?
You plant that seed. You know what I'm saying? What CEO did, he planted that seed. I used to do that at my job all the time. I talked to a chick. I wasn't impressed with her. It's because I already was messing with somebody. So I plant that seed in her brain, and when that later on, that shit'll flourish. Like, y'all keep demonizing this shit, but this is just how the game goes.
Wait. I'm demonizing the intent. You're just trying to get in her drawers. And she's falling for it.
The thing
This is
trying to get in her drawers.
It all goes back to, like, I mean, if you're a religious person, I am. It's like, you know, Eve in the garden, right? She's walking past that tree, and then she finally met up with her little her match, right? So he's just talking to her, spitting in, like, it didn't even conceptualize in her mind she's talking to a snake. Okay. She's conversing with this guy. Like, okay, so he made a conversation. He painted a picture. He gave her like this fantasy, like these thoughts to think upon so that it can, you know, in turn, she makes that decision, right? So it's the same way, in a sense, if a guy knows how to speak game, that would be the textbook way to do it.
Okay, so
hey, high school. How did that work out for us? Tell the rest of the story. How did that work out for us?
Hold on.
Bad.
Yo, I've been with my girl for 3 years. I planted a seed in her brain, you know what I'm saying, and it flourished. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah. Hey, yo.
Hold on. I want to know, Rondon, what other seeds did you plant other than the one?
I don't got no kids. I never nutted in a girl in my life. I'm 32 years old. I never nutted in a girl even with a condom on. So my intentions is not to have kids. You know what I'm saying? But I've been with my girl for 3 years, and I think I'm gonna be with her forever. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, like, when you talk to as many girls as I have, like, you start to learn, like, hold on, a lot of these girls, the same thing. They like eye contact. They like you being confident. You know what I'm saying? They like you being charming. You know what I mean? It's certain things that they like. So these are the things that you have to incorporate when you're talking to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, we shouldn't use game anymore. We should say charm a woman. You know what
But
I
are
mean?
you tall? Are you tall?
No, hold on.
I'm
Really
only
quick.
five.
Hold on, really quick, because I gotta get out of here to finish I gotta get out of here to finish this report at work. I just wanted to come up here real quick and just give CEO his flowers. Dude, that was smooth. That was game. I can tell you from the 90s, man, from the 80s, 90s, because that's how people ran game. That's how people were smooth with it. They directed it to the psyche of the woman. You know, you weren't very disrespectful. You just catered to what they, you know, to their mind. You know what I mean? You engage their mind to the heart, to their emotions. You engage in there. You know what I mean? You played it smooth. Man, I just gotta congratulate you, man. I just want to give you your flowers, man. I just want to say that.
I appreciate that's the only thing I wanted to defend the game, because it's like now I can't, like he's saying, I can't even use the word game because it's like people have getting into this connotation like that means I'm lying to people, and it's like, no, I'm intelligent, and it shows when I speak. Like my game is I'm articulate. My game is I keep myself well maintained. My game is I'm respectful. You know what I'm saying? They making it seem like as soon as you say game, you mean you're lying.
Nah.
You
Exactly how you
can have
articulated
you can
yourself and
have
you
you
approach
can
the
have all
situation,
you can have
that
all the
works.
game.
But
You
are
can
you
have
That's
all
almost
you can
foolproof.
or are
you can
you
have all the game in the
that
world. You could be Billy D. Williams and Denzel
people
Washington. If she
can't
doesn't
keep
want you,
up
she
with it
doesn't
if
want
you're
you.
not that person? That's what I'm saying.
What did you say it again, Sherry B?
Isn't that you as a person? You're not putting on game. You're
Right.
not
That's your
pretending to be
character.
that guy. That's where y'all missing it. We're saying, and what Mr. Table was saying, you got to be confident in yourself. If I met you on the street, you're not looking in the mirror before you go out. I'm going to do this. No, a lot of men problems are they're not confident. They're insecure with being turned down. For you, I think you've got to stop using game because there's some brothers that are not confident. That's what Mr. Table talking about. You got to work on yourself because you don't care. It's just like women, y'all don't care how pretty she is. If you're in the club and does this make me look fat? I don't know. I'm sad. Don't nobody want to hear that. Everybody want to go to a party. Nobody wants to go to a funeral. So if she's a Debbie Downer, if she's mean, if she conceited, that just ruined the whole package for you. You see what I'm saying? And it's not so far. Like, I gotta sleep with this chick and get out. I can't tolerate her if I want to do that. So what I'm saying is not game, it's who you should be as a man. Men, by the Bible, you're confident. If you're a provider, if you know you're a man. Back in my day, men didn't care what women say because they're gonna say women do two things: be and bleed. That's a female. I'm not going to say sink on her lateral. She just doing what's in her nature. You see what I'm saying? That's a confident man. Now men today want to go back and forth. Oh, she said this and they doing that. No, real men, they don't have none of that. I know a brother right now will let me.
Real men?
Yeah, because their men are who they are. A real man know you
a real
are.
man.
So put it like
All right.
this. I don't have to argue with a person that changed their gender as a woman. I know what I am. I'm a woman. So why are we going to have a debate back and forth about what's real, what's not? I don't have to debate. I know who I am.
We got to get to the next question. All right, so we're gonna start with who hasn't spoken in a while. We're gonna start with True Table. What percentage of available men do you think date with intention? Of all the available men in the West, how many of them do you think are dating with intention to marry the woman or just trying to smash?
I would say about 80-90%.
Damn.
I'll say about 80-90%. I think most dudes, honestly, by nature, are good dudes. Overwhelmingly, men get a bad rap, but just being out, in life in real time, most dudes, if you really listening to what they saying, because it's twofold, they're complaining about not being able to accomplish relationships anymore. And not so much complaining about getting access to sex and casual hookups. So I would say about 80%, 90%. And then that small percentage that aren't so concerned about it, they'll get to it when they're done running. So
yeah. All right. What we got? Mr. Sean. What percentage of men do you think date with intention? Available men.
From the age of 18 to 30, probably more like 20%, 25%. From 30 to 50, probably about 55%. And above 50, probably about 78 to 90%.
That's a good progression. Damn. Dudes ain't trying to get serious till they 50. That sperm is weak as. All right, let me not. But
it's
who we got next?
But that's what
it's unfortunate.
It's going.
Glad I'm out the game. I'm not. No. I'm not trying to be out there. Now it's a savage game if you stay in it too long.
We only matching the energy that they presenting. So
my man got smoked. Trucker, yeah, what's going on? You next. Yeah, what percentage of available men do you think date with intention?
About 80%.
Like date with intention.
Date with intention. I think about 80%.
To marry a woman.
To marry a woman.
You got to explain that, bro.
That's including college too.
So what are you basing it off of? Why?
experience.
Because naturally they're not getting married, right? So explain the middle part of it. So how do we get to all the failed relationships if men are dating with intention?
Well, most dudes are dating with intention. It's just the fact that most of the women, sadly but surely, between 20 and 30, um, normally they just think we out here like a genuine good guy. They just think he full of shit because of the dude that they chose in high school and up. So by the time they get to by the time they actually meet that real guy, that just that genuine guy where he's like at the beginning stages of his purpose, they got pussy trauma.
Hmm.
So they let their past dictate their future. And what do you normally see? When they start turning about 28, 29, 30, the same women that had that man around her finger, her best friend and the monogamous guy, um, she started looking at him a different way because the dirty Dick Rodney ain't paying attention to her no more.
Well,
I mean, think about it. If that's the case, then why is it that most black men in college are getting married to other
so
races
what I like
versus
about your answer. So here's a crazy part about what he's saying is that for certain ethnic groups, we know the black community that can't be the case, right? But the average age of first marriage, even though it's higher now for a man, is 29.7. So if you factor in all ethnic groups, I think you might make a point, bro. You might make a
I mean,
point
think about it. I mean, I
because
got
you
how
yeah.
many black women do you really see? Like, they go to work, get off of work, go to work, get off of work, go to work, get off of work. But then you look at the other races of women with black men, and they got kids, they got the whole 9 yards, but they still traveling the world with their friends. They going to restaurants with their friends. They living the life with their friends, the whole 9 yards. And what do you see? You see other women complaining about, well, this type of man did this to me, this, that, and the third. And it's like, yo, you had your best friend at the beginning of your life and you chose otherwise. You said he
Mm,
was too nice.
mm,
He didn't come to you correctly. He didn't make your pussy tingle. And then, or if he did make your pussy tingle, he wasn't good enough because your friend said he wasn't good enough. So you let him go and then get
mm.
upset that this man went to another woman. Like, black women don't realize y'all put black men on sale. Y'all
On
put them
sale.
on sale at a very early,
Ooh,
and then y'all get upset when these men that y'all want, like that y'all really want, is out here dating other women. Y'all overlook a guy that's making $50,000, and that guy is making $50,000 can actually give you a pretty good life.
I think he
ooh,
substantiated his argument.
ooh.
I think we're gonna have to watch this one back. I
Right, he
think
got
he
some
made
voice there. I can't even
Yeah.
talk.
all
Well,
right. So we
that's
got
why
something to
I
rebut.
came up here really to shoot my shot at wife school. You know
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying?
Ooh,
But
wee.
Wait, my
I'm
man, don't
just
you have
saying,
two
but
wives already?
I'm gonna let it go.
You got two wives already.
I
You don't
know that's what
sit,
I'm saying.
yo, polygamous ass
Stop
that.
being
You got
greedy,
two.
bro.
Uh, uh, uh.
I was
Don't
a
y'all
little
got a
shocked.
history already?
You said what?
Do y'all have a history already?
Well, with my wives?
No, you and the wife school. Did you?
Oh, no. I just love chocolate women. That's all.
Okay,
Wait,
okay.
you know what? No. I'm not even gonna open up Pandora's box.
Please. Yo,
I'm not
but
even gonna do it. I'm
can I
not.
just piggyback off of what he said?
Yes,
And
sir.
I was talking to the men earlier, but now I'm gonna speak to the ladies. Ladies, he got a very good point. And y'all looking for a feel good man instead of a real good man.
Ooh, coining it. Don't copyright it. Hold on. Let me write that down.
Bars.
I can't say that, but I can't say that for all women that I've been around. So it's different. Going back to tiers of women, honestly, I have a daughter that's 25. She don't have children. She's not married, and she's college educated. I have another one that's 19, and she's in college. So I think, and all her friends. And but they grew up in the suburbs. So when I came from Newark and then my parents moved us to the suburbs. And so it's two different types of the Black community that I don't think y'all understand that goes on financial class. Even my nephew is 28. He's college educated. My niece, um, none of our, none of us that I seen of their friend group have children. They're all college educated. So I think it could be the class
Now,
of people that you're looking at. I
Sherry,
Well,
just
yeah,
saying.
it is.
hold on, hold on,
You're
hold on.
exactly right. Yes, you're
Sherry
right.
B. We understand that there's two different classes of women, and we understand that greatly. The one thing that most women do not instill in their daughters is that they don't tell their daughters, don't forget about your man. Y'all tell them to just go to college and get an education, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm very adamant with that with my daughter. She's 12, and I pull her right in that kitchen. I said, "Come here, girl." I said, "Some days you may not feel like, if you have a guest or friends over or your husband, I throw that in." She's like, "Oh God," because they ain't thinking about that. I'm like, so if you're not, feeling like you want to, I said, look at this, like, look at how you can form rice and like make it in a nice presentation so you can find joy in cooking for your family and things like that. So you have to make it attractive and, inspiring to your children, to your daughters, because it's like the world's not giving it anymore. We're not getting the Huxtables. We don't see these examples of family and how we deal with each other, how we manage conflict. But at the end of the day, we still love each other. We're here for each other. We don't see that anymore. We just get love and hip hop, and it's like just taking over everybody. And it's our job to do that. Like I state so many times that I used to work with a Filipino girl, and I would just watch her, and I'm like, wow, she's cool. And we would talk. She's like, I can't wait to get home, and she's already formulating in her mind while we're dressing to get home what she's going to cook that afternoon, what she's going to cook for dinner, and like how she just can't wait to do laundry, like the simple things, because we have so much here in America, that I just think it distracts us. And like people I notice that come from afar, like they don't have a lot, and all they have is each other. And they're out there killing the chickens and pigs. Like they work hard, and they labor. So their family is what's important to them. And I think that we have to just bring back the importance of family and, learning how to balance all that, because that's how it is. It's a balancing game. And you got to balance your man. You have to balance your children. You have to balance yourself, not leave your family because you're not happy. Like you're not going to be happy all the time. So you have to find the joy in your family, in yourself. And hopefully, we can reclaim some of our men, by being better women for them first.
Well, my daughter's boyfriend, she met him in college. And my youngest daughter, she's no longer dating her boyfriend, but she met him on campus in college. So going back, like mine classes is going to, and they're African American, her boyfriend is African American. He has no children. So a lot of this is, what in your group, what you're doing, who are you going to socialize with? That's what I'm saying. You can miss a lot of opportunities. She didn't meet him in the club or anything else, and they're both graduates. That's all I'm just saying.
Sherry B, I got a question.
And that's one of the things because a
Well,
lot
we
of
gotta
they be
we gotta
engaged.
keep it going around
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
on this particular question, because I got one more after this. So I think if we were going next to Sherry, what percentage of available men do you think date with intention?
I'm going to digress to you, brother. I don't know. I percent. I'm going to hope.
You kind of broke up. What did you say?
I think I was next.
I'm going to go with you brothers, because I think
Let me just go with that.
I hope 80%, as the brother said. I'm hoping.
Okay. All right, Mr. Rich.
Let me go, Trigger Mike, because I was after Sean.
Yes, sir.
I think there is a progression. If you start at 18 to 25, it's a lower percentage. I know after when I was like 29, 28, I was looking for intention. I think it goes up for a man from like 26 to like 30. Especially if you're looking for a wife or marriage and stuff like that. It goes up the older you get. If you get to over 30, then and you don't want to play games, it's almost 100%. So it's a progression. Now, maybe I'm not going to speak for the women, but for the guys, it's definitely a progression, because I could only go by my life. I know when I met my wife, I was looking for a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't looking for another girlfriend. I was looking for a wife.
Nice. All right. I know Trey's been itching to rebut this. He's heard some stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, because the statistics say that this number is extremely low. It's got to be somewhere between 5, 10, and 15%. And I'll say this: in 1998, the average age for marriage for a man was 26 years old, and it's steadily increased. 2010, it jumped up to 28. Now it's at 29. That in itself will tell you men are not looking to get married because they're only doing it as they get older. So if they're doing it as they get older, these young guys that are out here, they are not dating with the intention of getting married. They
So
are
if that,
they are hang on, let me finish, please. They are dating. Excuse me. They are out having fun, and what we live in is hookup culture. And we have to talk about 2023, not 1990, not 1995, not 2000, 2023. We live in hookup culture. Hinge, Tinder, Bumble, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. People are linking up just to have sex. They're not talking about getting married. And the statistics back this. So I don't quite understand where we're getting numbers like 70, 80%, because if that were the case, then the numbers would be lower because, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you start college at what, 18, 19? So
18.
between the ages of 18 and 21 or 22, if you're meeting your wife in college, wouldn't that number be increasingly lower rather than it be at 29 years old?
You're right. You got a
I
point.
think I think you're speaking more to the women though,
yeah,
honestly,
that-
Trey.
it-
It's I'm sorry.
The true table, no disrespect, but the stat that I used was for men.
Well, no, I
well,
get that you're using statistics, but I think it's very important when you have the question that's being asked, you answer it. You say with intention. You're talking about results. They're very
Right.
different. Just because you're intentional doesn't mean you're going to be successful in your intention.
So
So just with the fact that I interact with a lot of people and a lot of men, that's what I'm saying. The capacity to even play means you're a
yeah,
certain type of guy. And this is
yeah.
an assumption that just because you're a guy, you have a penis, you're out here and you can actually wreak havoc out here. My brother, I socialize with men all the time. They don't have the aptitude to be able to balance multiple women, let alone one. So when most dudes get a girl, they want that one girl. They don't want to play the field. They don't have the capacity to play the field. So the
Yeah.
the marriage results that you're speaking to, I don't think is the whole story,
But
So
the
honestly.
issue,
let me
the issue is that there's no way to quantitate intention. We
yeah.
can't. There's
I
no
was
there's
gonna
no
say.
statistic on
So I'm
intention.
with you on that, but true table. So I got to give my answer next because he kind of took a bit of what I was gonna say. There is no way. You're right, Trey, to quantify intention, so to speak. But one of the things that I think they have quantified is like if you look at some of the statistics available for the way men feel and what their intentions are, young and all of that, culturally, men are actually very romantic when they're young. We could actually say arguably more than women, like college age dudes. So we have to attribute it to the type of woman that's out there now. Because what I think is that men are actually engaging in dating, many of them in earnest, like, yo, shorty, bad. She's this, that, and the third. And the bad part is that I've always said there's something biological in most men that will not let us marry a certain type of woman. You know, I think your biology likes the most chaste, the most virtuous woman naturally, because when you put a group of wives in a room, they tend to have the same characteristics, right? So that means that these women that you go through that honeymoon phase, they talking all light, they acting all soft. You get to know them a little bit, you fail. So I think men experience more failures, which then leads to the later date in marriage, because it used to be one and done. It used to be like, this girl's from around the way. I know her peoples. They hooked us up. She good peoples. We gonna go all the way with this. 23, married. Now it's like, damn, bro, she cheated on me with my homeboy. Fuck. I start over. Now you see what I'm saying? So yo, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna go with 50-50. I think 50% of the men are out here slaying ass because we can't quantify. And I think 50% of the men are dating earnestly, like honest intention of going further with it. It's just that the women are proving to not be someone they ultimately want to marry after they've dated them.
I
Yeah,
seen something like it's 10% of the men having sex with 80% of the women. You
exactly.
understand? Like they say 1 in 3 men are virgins right now. You know what I mean? And on top of that, men feel like there's no benefit in getting married. You know what I'm saying? We see time and time again what happens when, you know, most of the time you're going to come in as a higher earner. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's a person that's incentivized to break this contract. You know, if she feels that you're not treating her a certain way, you know, she could want a divorce. And she's going to be they're going to have to give her alimony. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids, you're going to have to pay child support as well. I think men have seen these men go into these marriages and, you know, get their empire torn down to the point that they're like, why would I get married? You know what I mean? It's like it's no incentive to get married at this point.
And just to add this, and then we'll move on to CEO's answer. This is why I brought up the courtship process in the beginning. You could have weeded all this out back in the day with the courtship process. It was quick, it was effective. I've heard numerous stories from older women talking about, nah, I brought this guy home. My dad walked over after me, was like, don't ever make sure I never see this dude again. Like you see what I'm saying? So you take that type of guidance out, you're gonna get this effery where people are dating for 2 years and they have a baby to find out I don't even like this person for real. Right? So CEO, what you got? What percentage of men do you think date with intention?
No, I really don't have any idea, but just from, experience, just moving around and just dealing with brothers, there's not too many brothers that I come across that really have their lives figured out and really have determined what they're pursuing, what they're after. And I barely meet brothers who have ever focused on knowledge of self or self-realization, self-actualization. And I don't see how you could meet a woman with intent if you haven't yet figured out yourself. And not a lot of people out here figuring themselves out, you know what I'm saying? So like it would be a guess, but I would say it's a very small percentage of men who date with intention. Now, I'm going off of you're saying with the intent to marry, because of course every dude that gets with a woman has intent, you know what I'm saying? Like all of them got the intent to hit something, a whoop de whoop, but I'm thinking you saying the intent to actually be serious or be married or something. Yeah. I don't think a lot of them are, but I can't say I really don't know, honestly.
I bet. Wife school, what you think?
Well, I think there's a lot of men that are dating to intend to get married. I would probably say just a little bit higher than yours, like maybe 60%, because like there are men that want to get married, but they're probably friend zoned, or the ones that women overlook. So I know that there's a big mass of them, and then I know that people want to be in partnerships, but they just probably haven't been able to have a successful relationship or very a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I would say 60-ish%.
Nice. And that friend zone thing, literally, naturally we have no way to quantify this, but the amount of quality men waiting in some girl's friend zone is probably
utterly ridiculous.
Like, why don't they want what they say they want? Like at this point, it's a absolute certainty. I want a man that's gonna treat me right, be a good father. All of it, literally. Show me this girl's friend zone. It's probably the whole friend zone.
Even when I hear that, I feel like that would be the dude's fault. If you have put in your application and you not called in to, check up on your application, and you ain't put in some effort to kind of get her to put your application at the front of the pile or something, like you sitting in the friend zone too long, you're not competitive, you're not aggressive, you're not pushing your shit.
Yeah, but CEO, they're not putting their application in. That's the issue. It's not that they're not putting the application in. It's more like they're window shopping. Like they're watching it happen, right? But they haven't actually put in the application to say, hey, look, I want to be your man. I want to date you. They're just sort of hanging around. That's the issue.
But why would they
I
do
feel
that?
like some of them have put their application in.
If you put in your application for a woman, it's just like a job. You're applying for the ability to be with this woman, get with this woman, whatever. So if I go put in a job application, I know that this particular job, especially a job that I'm going to go after, is going to be a worthy, pay salary. I'm knowing a lot of people are putting their application. So when I put in my application, I know automatically I might give it 1 or 2 days. But after 1 or 2 days, I'm calling them up And I'm going to say something further here. I like to call up, check my application. I know I had a chance to check it out, but I'm very qualified and I'm really interested in your company. Wooty, wooty, woo. I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm not going to wait for too long. I'm either going to push it and she going to have to tell me, look, nigga, I'm not interested. Or, you know, like, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to be sitting in no DM waiting and shit. Like, you know,
CEO, let me ask you a question, CEO. Would you, if they did answer your application and they gave you a job offer that was $50,000 less than what you requested, would you tell them to keep your application on file?
I mean, they got to have perks or something. What makes
no perks, no perks, no nothing. You want 100,000, they offered you 50,000. Would you say, hey, well, if you guys ever change your mind, call me? Would you say that? That's what a lot of guys are doing, though. That's my point.
But I mean, if you
a lot of guys are knowing they're never going to have a chance with it. They're never going to have a chance with this woman. Yet they're saying keep my application on file just in case. That's friend zone.
But I would never choose a man that's coming at me out of desperation, because he's not being himself and he's not confident. He's not masculine, and that's not somebody I would want to subject myself to. So if I know you just being desperate, yeah, you're gonna most likely stay there. But if you have integrity as a woman, you just don't entertain it, because you know that man likes you based on his body language and the things that he says. You know, you don't string him along. Some women, they don't have any morals and they'll just do that. But I probably wouldn't pick the guy because he's acting out of desperation and not being himself.
I've never known
the friend zone. You're desperate.
Like Mr. Taylor said, and CEO, a confident man ain't gonna never need to hang around long. When he's talking about work on self, I'm telling you, the most raggediest dudes in this lifetime is getting away off of confidence. They're just confident and being raggedy. I'm telling y'all don't. I'm just telling you, woman, if you're a confident dude, you're gonna have women pursuing you, because there's so many men, and it's just successful men. Look, Bill Gates ain't looking for nobody, okay? Because he's confident in his success. So when I was just
about to say, there are confident nerds out here just showing them off like that.
And beyond that, I think that, you know, the friend zone thing, because forgive me, you guys, it irks me because it still makes it seem like we have to bid like we're begging. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense. Like, you as a man should have a friend zone. You should be friend zoning women. You should have a whole plethora of women that if you want to just go hang out, you need female energy around. You can pick up the phone, shoot a mass text with that, hey, who's available? That's how it should be. Now, I do understand.
Majority of men don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? The people up here seem like on this panel, y'all might be good with women. Majority of men aren't good with women. You know what I'm saying? They're nice guys. They're listening to the advice of the woman. Be yourself, be nice. They getting put in a friend zone. If you don't,
the worst advice in history.
Worst advice, and that's where they're gonna go. They're gonna go to that friend zone.
I agree, but I think that you have to, if you're you got to take women off of a pedestal. You got to already understand that, you know, if you interact with enough women, honestly, they're not too complex, in my opinion. Most women want relationships. Most women want to end in something. They're not about wasting their time. And if you are a valuable guy, they're asking you out. Like, you don't ever have to ask, hey, you know, be my girl. No, they're trying to figure out, so where we at? Like, you don't spend 2-3 times hanging out with her. She's about trying to get that main position. And I get what you're saying. A lot of dudes don't know how to do it, but I think they're doing it incorrectly because they're too busy one-dimensionally focused. I need to get the status. I need to get the relationship. Oh, when my money gets up. No, you need to learn how to spend time around females, observe females, and then you'll pick up a lot more of this game that we're talking about. Because they'll show you how they move, how they communicate, their social cues.
Some of these dudes is nervous. Like, I got a recording studio and I got a photography studio. So I had a photographer come in here the other day. He a little nerdy. He asking me about his outfit. He like, yo, does this look cool? Like, I'm like, darn. I'm like, in my heart, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? I try to help him out or whatever. Like, some dudes just don't know. And most of those dudes don't know. And those are the guys that won't cheat on you. Those are the guys that's going to be real loyal to you. You know what I mean? And those are the guys that the women pass up.
You know what I'm saying? So I see this all the time, not being the person that they passing up on, but I got an open heart for those people that can't accomplish these things. So I tell them, like, don't listen to that advice. Just be nice. Nah, bro, put the sauce on the noodles. They're going to eat it up. You know, like
Oh,
10
we
times,
always
10
got
times,
we
10
always go
times out
back
of
to
You
10
that.
gotta write
times,
that one down too. Put the
10
sauce in the
times out
I
of
noodle.
10
want to
times,
mention
if
something
you're in the
about
friend
CEO.
zone, you put yourself in the friend zone. If you're in the
Okay,
friend
I
zone with a
want to.
woman, you put yourself there. She didn't put.
I don't.
No woman can ever put me in the friend zone because I will tell her straight up, I don't want to be your friend.
I disagree
I'm
with
not
that,
having this.
Trader.
I'm not having this conversation with you. I'm not interacting with you to be your friend. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I want from the jump. From Jump Street, it's either you want it or you don't want it. And if you don't want it, hey, it was nice knowing you, and I'll move on with
Check
life.
this. Check
Trey and
this out though.
CEO.
Check this out, right?
Hold on. Let me just put this
Go
in.
ahead. Go ahead. Go
Trey
ahead.
and CEO, y'all just said something that I want to identify. You're speaking, CEO. What you said, you ain't speaking being assertive. You're aware of yourself and you value yourself, and that's what it is. That's what Trey just said. He understands his value, and as long as we understand our value, how it is expressed doesn't matter. It's you expressing and you're standing in your value. That's where your confidence that she's talking about is attractive is because you understand your value. And that is how it comes out game wise, and it doesn't really matter as long as you are aware and understand your value. It will always translate to the woman who recognizes value.
Let me say this real
But
quick.
just like what Truth Table
Let me
says,
say.
right? When Truth Table talks about being able to be around a lot of women and know yourself, that's for men who've had had a lot of sex with women, right? Most guys are so desperate they wouldn't know how to be around a lot of women, right? Because they're so busy trying to find a way to get laid, So when we talk about this issue, we got to look at the kind of man you're talking about. I mean, maybe this panel we have is not a good representation of the guys that's out there who's in the friend zone and who are desperate for women because they say only 1/3 of the men from 18 to 30 they ain't getting laid. They ain't gonna have a whole bunch of women
Well,
in
I'm
their
speak.
orbit either.
Well, I'm
Let me
speaking
say
from.
this real.
I'm speaking
Can I
from.
say
I'm
two
speaking
things
from.
real quick?
They
Can I jump in there real
involuntarily
quick?
celibate, bro.
Go ahead.
All right,
Uh,
jump in.
I would say two things, man. I say one. First of all, you're not gonna be hot to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna want you. But at the same time, the friend zone sometimes depends on how deep in the friend zone you are. It might not be such a bad place, and this is why I say that. Let's say you holler at a really attractive woman, right? And she friends on you, but she don't want to hang out with you. Like she your friend, so she still invite you places. Y'all still go places. She still be next to you. Now, if she's a very attractive woman, being in the friend zone just up next to her and talking to her might give you access to some other things that you may be able to pick up. I'm just letting you
But you're speaking
just
to what
something
I'm
Yeah,
to think
but you don't.
saying.
about.
But hold on.
But
But
you're
you don't.
speaking
Hold
to
on. Hold on. Hold
exactly
on.
what I'm
Hold
saying.
on. You don't.
This
You
is
don't need.
just
You don't need a woman for that. I don't need a woman to
no,
be
I
able
didn't
to
say
do
you
that.
need. I didn't say you need a woman, but when you hit the place with a very attractive woman, whether y'all friends, because you know what,
King
people
Spark, who
just
picking up the
assume
check? Is she picking up the check or you picking up the check?
That's not what he's
If
saying
you're
though.
doing it, if you're
No, no,
doing it
no, no.
right,
I'm asking for a reason. If she's my friend, that means she's paying for all of her own things, correct?
Not with
right,
dudes
absolutely.
but you're
that
not.
got
You're
money.
not getting what
Not
I'm
with dudes
saying. You're
that
not
got
getting what I'm
money.
saying. What I'm saying is that
I'm trying to understand the context of this incredibly attractive
that
female friend that I'm
this
hanging
is
around.
this
It's
is
an
what I'm
equal
saying.
exchange. She gonna use you
Because
for
when
every
you hit a
bullshit.
room, when you're in a room, okay, nobody does not know off the break y'all's actual situation. Most people would just assume that I mean she hanging out with them. They, you know what I'm saying. Most people just assume, but in that context, I will guarantee you, if you then look at the most attractive female in the room that you do want to holler at, and you speak to her, and she look at you and she see who you with, that could validate you in some places.
I gotta test. Hold on, can I go
I
after her?
don't need a
I gotta
woman for
test
that.
to this, right?
I didn't say you
I don't need a
need it. I
woman.
just said she could help. I said
But
she could
why?
help. I didn't say you need it.
Why would I keep her around? I don't need her help. I don't
Nah,
need
let me tell you
she
why you
doesn't
can
need
keep
to
her
be there. She
around.
doesn't need to be in effect at all.
you might be able to get a friend.
Oh,
I
let me tell
I
you
don't
why
even
you
think
keep
the
her around.
brothers notice that. Like
Like,
the way he comes across, bro. Like you need a lot of game. You like women perceiving you would seem that you have a problem, that you might hate women. That even like the way you're coming across, your whole energy towards the conversation of women is coming across like you got some issues, like you need counseling. You know, like you're hurt or you're affected by women. It's
You saying that's me?
your trait. Yeah. Like right now, they ain't gonna say it, but the way you coming and the way you come, that's gonna turn the ladies off. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have a shot with the ladies in the building, but they recognizing that you
CEO. What actual practical knowledge do you have of that?
the
Or is this
actual
just your
practical now. We are
is this your
we
opinion?
are
This
we
is
are
your
at,
opinion?
listen. We are actually talking. We are actually been talking in practice, right? You are putting out there that you're trying to get close to women. Hold up. There's a lot of women in the panel. When you speak and represent yourself and
There's two
present
women on the
yourself,
panel, but
you're
okay.
automatically turning off every woman that's seeing you, bro. You look
And
like you
so,
want to fight a woman, bro.
hold on, CEO. That's why I'm asking you. What practical knowledge do you have of my interactions with women?
You're doing it right now.
No. I haven't interacted with any women. I'm on a panel.
So your game, you need game. You need to notice that at all times you're
No.
representing yourself. And there's
You
women on
haven't
the
answered my
panel, and there's
question,
women
CEO.
down in the chat.
You haven't answered my question. I'm asking you a
Hey,
question.
Mike. Hey, Mike.
When's the last time you seen me with a woman?
Hey, Mike. Right now, wife school's here.
What?
Sherry B's here.
Which woman am I trying to
How
court?
many
Which
people are
woman am I
viewing the
trying to
channel
date?
right now?
All right.
No,
So
you're not
we
answering
gotta
the question, bro.
I'm gonna end on this note. We're gonna get a last question going. I should
Can
have
I
asked you
respond
because I
to
wanted
what King was saying?
no, we got it because I got to get my baby girl. Y'all made me late yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So these schools don't play. White teachers looking at you like, sir, I have to go somewhere, but you know how it is. All right. I want to know, and we're gonna start with the ladies, and maybe 30 seconds or less, because I feel like this is a problem going on right now where you've heard me say before, especially in terms of the intersexual dynamics and relations between black men and women. I think we have a lot of outdated norms. And I know a lot of men that date interracially, they didn't intend to do so. If y'all know where I'm going, it's like the norms of other women make them more forward than black girls. You see what I'm saying? They'll holler at you before you get a chance to holler at your black woman. And I've been preaching for a long time that black women need to actually consider going up to men more and being like, I'm interested. I've seen tons of Hispanic girls do that to black men that they're interested in. So do you think the modern woman should consider asking men out? 30 seconds. Sherry B, go ahead.
No, because like I said, the flip end, my husband is Hispanic. What attracted to me to my husband, he let me know his intention. And another thing about my husband, I make money, but my husband pay all the bills. That's his culture. So for my husband, he not checking what time I'm on, how much money there, bills paid, utilities, everything. My money is my money. And so what I want to say to what CEO was saying, understand women, we go like a mile a minute. Y'all don't know we a ball of insecurity and unconfidence. Men, when y'all just pay the bill and you have like, I have it, that kind of mentality, I don't worry if I ain't got it, I get it. We are so secure in that. That's what I don't think y'all don't understand. Masculinity, that confidence, do it for us. Even when y'all calm and it be a lot going on and y'all chill back. I got this. Just good. Women need that. So I think what y'all reading is wrong when we say confidence in, like he said, in self. Knowing I'm a man, I'm strong. I got anything I can. That's what women are looking for. So that's what my answer to that. No, women need to chill back and let men be men. And it's time for men to step up and understand you're a man. I don't care. No woman I'm tall. I'm a tall woman. I'm 5'9". I know I can't beat a 5'10". I know I can't beat a man. Y'all got strength that just God gave you. And you have intellect that brings us peace if you just go ahead and walk in it. That's all I have to say.
Indeed, appreciate that. Wife school. Should modern women consider asking men out? more often?
Um, that's tough. Maybe not. I think we should probably go about interacting with men more in a feminine way, not in an independent way. Like the narrative's going along, like if I see Mr. CEO, Mr. Trey, like any of these young men, I'm going to say, hey, how you guys doing today? Oh, you look really handsome. I'm going to compliment you. And if we, start interacting a little bit more, I would like you to see that I'm inviting, that I'm a nice woman or thing. I'm just going to act in a way that I'm going to be able to be successful within any room or with any man that I'm in the presence of. So I think we need to start being more feminine and getting more so away from that independent attitude and focus on, just being soft and complimenting the men and actually start this nice interaction and friendly conversation.
Nice. CEO, what do you think? Should modern women consider asking men out?
Yeah, because the whole modern situation has a lot of these dudes in their feelings. A lot of people have been disrespected, and likely so. The women nowadays, the women are disrespectful. They've hurt a lot of dudes' feelings. You see the manosphere, how that stain's all taken off and everything. So I think that to kind of counteract that, women should like, if you like a dude, because you see these dudes are sitting in the friends. They saying they sitting in the friend circle collecting dust and shit. Like, go ahead and talk to these dudes and shout out to these dudes and let them know you're interested in them and kind of coach them out of that red pill rage they done fell into.
I bet. Trey, what do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Women should be thinking about approaching men. And for the reason, simply put, to me, is because anytime a woman wants anything in her life, whether it be a job or anything, she has no problems going to go get it. She wants a degree, she goes out and goes and gets it. She wants a high paying job, she goes out and go gets it. So if you see a man that you're attracted to and maybe he hasn't, paid you any attention, or maybe you guys haven't had that moment when he's had that opportunity to see that green light signal that you gave him that, hey, I like you. We know what I'm talking about, wife school. Women give that green light schedule, that signal, like, hey, here's the go ahead. You can come talk to me. I like you. If she hasn't given you that signal yet, then yeah, you should let him know. Let him know, hey, I'm interested in you. But what I would tell my daughter, I have a 4-year-old daughter, what I would tell her is after you do that, it's on him. You giving him the signal,
Mm-hmm.
all right, he got it. Now everything from that point on is on him. You've done what you're supposed to do. That's the only thing. But yes, absolutely, women should be definitely doing that.
I agree with that choosing signals part. I feel like a lot of women like literally play hard to get to the point where some of them act like they don't like your ass at all and then get upset. So you see what I said earlier. If I went to the wife school because she been shutting that, I know she liked me. She done told her other friend, but she done turned all her choosing signals off. Now she want to get upset when I ask Sherry for Sherry's number. Why you go ahead and do that? Is because you're not throwing those signals. It's how you get chosen, by choosing signals. King Spark, what do you think? Should
I was
modern women consider asking men out?
I was gonna say no, but I was actually gonna say what Trey just said, that men got to get better at picking up choosing signals. Women do a lot of choosing, whether it's just a stare or it's a brush by you, or you sitting down at the bar, they come sit right next to you, or they ask you directions, or like it's just a whole bunch of signs that things that women do to let you know that they're interested. And as a confident man, you got to be able to pick up on that and finish the conversation. Women don't do nothing for nothing. If they coming up to you asking you, "Oh, do you know where I get this good pizza place around here?" They want to have a conversation with you, bro. You need to be ready to find the choosing signals and answer. So nah, women just keep doing what y'all doing.
Bet. True Table, what you got?
I don't think women should necessarily approach men. I think that once the man has made his intentions known or the approach has been, executed, she just needs to capitalize on that moment. Like you said, not play the games. A lot of times they make this, overdrawn long stretch that once, y'all interacting, she's still playing you left, kind of you got you second guessing. So I think that if she has the intention on getting that man, there's nothing wrong with, making it presentable. Like, yeah, I want to be caught. Yeah, I'm trying to be caught by you. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. Ron Don, what you got?
I mean, I don't think they necessarily should, but I mean, it would help definitely. A lot of times it seems like they don't want to be approached. So if they be a little bit kinder and go out there and get what they want, I think it'll speed the process up, and you'll get the type of guy that you really want instead of waiting around for guys to show up.
Bet, Mr. Rich.
Back in the day, they used to have these things called the Sadie Hawkins dance, when the women used to ask the guys to dance. Right?
Damn, you
That's
be showing your age on here.
yeah, man. But you know what? That was the ultimate choosing signal, right?
Yeah.
Because if a woman came up to you and asked you to dance, she chose you out of all those guys in the room, and some guys were just too stupid to understand that was a choosing signal. And now the women have choosing signals still now, but there's too much stealth to it. They need to be a little bit more blatant. And if they like a man, I don't see anything going to start a conversation. But the one thing a woman should never do is ask a man to marry her. That is not her. That is not.
Okay,
A man
I've seen
cannot
too many
believe that
videos. I've seen too many videos in the last maybe 2 years.
No
If
way.
you'd have told me that this was going to become a thing, I'd have been like, "You lying?" They be getting down on their
It's
knees.
cringe, and when I see it, I kind of
It
cringe
looks
every
weird.
time I
It
see
looks
a woman
weird.
do it. Anyway, so that's my thing. So
No, it looks weird. It'll never not look weird to me. But
yeah, it's a weird looking thing.
all right,
Does
Mr. Sean, I got email in the back.
Does it look weird because it's not traditional, or does it look weird because it's actually
Okay,
weird?
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Let me
Go ahead.
answer. You asked me that, right? It looks weird to me because if a man says yes to a woman asking him to marry her, that means that's the last bastion of your masculinity. You know, the woman can say yes or no, but you got to do the asking, right? You vetted this woman. You say, listen, I'm gonna give you all my 4 P's, and I'm gonna ask you to marry me. And that's it. But if she asks you to marry her, I mean, there's something lost in translation,
No,
especially if you say
so
yes.
exactly. But to piggyback off of that, the reason why I think it looks weird is because knowing yourself as a man, what is going through your mind when you decided to ask your woman to marry? So he might just be saying yes, not to embarrass her, but you know how the men get this bubbly feeling like, if I don't take this woman off the market, somebody else will. So if I'm not ready, I better get ready. I'm a marry her. So to just have a woman ask you and you be put on the spotlight, well, shit. All right, well, you know, yeah. We know what married men want to do. They're very intentional. That's what we've been talking about all this time. Intention. So for a woman to take that away and do it to you, you know, I don't think every single dude, in fact, I've seen in one of those videos, he's not excited. He's not exuberant. You see the way girls be sitting there crying. The dude be like, oh, shit, well, you know.
Turn up the music. Turn the music back on, goddamn.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
Trigger Mike, listen, Trigger Mike, there's a lot of soy in the food, and it's going to be a lot of that happening. It's not going to stop. I'm telling you, it's not going to stop. You're going to see a lot
if
more
a
of it
woman
coming.
be crying, what is this shit?
But you guys think ASAP Rocky asked Rihanna to marry him yet?
Well, they're on the cover
Well,
of
that's
a
different. That's
magazine where
different. She
she's
already said she
leading.
wasn't going to marry
No,
him.
I don't think he want to hear
She
her
wasn't gonna
say
marry him.
no. I don't
Well, they're
want
on
to.
the
I
cover
don't
of the
think he wants to hear
magazine where
her.
she's leading them on the beach, and he's holding the baby, and she's
I
pioneering forward.
I don't think he wants to hear her say, "Call my agent." I don't think he wants to hear that. So,
Well, she already said in it. She already said in the interview she wasn't going to marry him. She already said it.
I know you gotta go get your kids, so let me say this really quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Women should start trying to holler at men. Let me tell you why. It would clear up all this delusion that we see on the internet. We will not hear women running around talking about they can get 6-figure men, because it's going to be a reality check. Men have a reality check. When we go after stuff that we can't get, you know what it does? It tells us what our range is. It shows us that, hey, the model might not be for you. A lot of these women, the reason that they so dysfunctional and they think that they deserve a dude that's making $250,000 is because she never have to pursue him. Imagine if she was pursuing him, it would be a reality check, and half of these women be like, yeah, you're right. I'm a 60,000. The only ones who respond to me is the dudes that's making about $60,000.
Hey, you gotta just spit game there, bro, because women are so afraid of rejection. After they get rejected the first time, bro. They're not ready. They're not built like us for that.
Yeah,
No.
I'm a sore loser.
They're not built
like, you know what? I'm gonna start shooting my shot on the chances that I really can win, and it's gonna be around the 65. Some of y'all women, y'all gonna be so embarrassed. You're gonna be at the McDonald's. Imagine if it was a world. This is the truth. If it was a world that women had to shoot their shot, I almost guarantee you they won't believe that they supposed to be with a man 300,000. Like that delusion would go away, and it will fix the black community, and we'll be married at 80%. I know you gotta go. I appreciate you letting me up real quick.
No doubt, no doubt. Mr. Sean, take us out.
All right. Women are already doing it, and they should continue to do it. The thing that I think that they need to do better is recognizing character over recognizing the value of money. They value money more so than they value character. And therefore, that's where the failure comes in. And it's not just women. Men do the same. They value money over character. So if you see as a woman and recognize great character, and he doesn't have the confidence to approach you, or he might not have the swag or the game to approach you, then by all means, if you can identify the characteristics that are valuable, let that man know that you're interested.
Indeed. I want to thank the panel today. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with another hot topic. It's your boy Trigger Mike. Please make sure you hit that like button on the way out. We at 253. Get us all the way up to 300 if you can. All right, I want to say shout out to everybody in the U.S. and abroad that watched in and tuned into the Trigger Mike show. We doing great numbers around here, man. Tonight, I want you to go to the Lapeef Experience channel. Subscribe to that channel right now. Tonight, you'll see Trigger Mike on Bridging the Gap with Kelly. We're talking about racial slurs. That's going to be a controversial one. All right. Make sure you do that. Also, please subscribe to the Lapeef Network if you have not, and join if you are already a subscriber to get the great channel perks. If you can help me out already and go to my page at Trigger Mike Show on YouTube, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Go ahead and help your boy out by giving me a subscribe, get those numbers up. Let me get these super chats out of the way. We're going to get out of here. Mr. Rich says, speak truth, brother. Thank you. My man John the Baptist, Trigger, I have had a revelation on relationship, a new perspective. Kingdom Minded said, Trigger Mike, I rewound King Talk 5 times just to see your face while Shannon was talking, and Humble Dad asked if you were thinking. I needed that laugh. Thank you, sir. I was caught off guard. King Spark, $9.99. Game is just a peek into your personality. I agree. That's words right there. Chitlin Skin Jodeci Boots. What a name. $5. A woman will go harder for the guy she chased over the guy that had to grow on her. That is facts. Again, I appreciate everybody for coming through. Tomorrow we'll have another hot topic on the Trigger Mike Show. Make sure to head over to the Lapeef Experience. Subscribe to that channel. Head over to the Trigger Mike Show YouTube and Instagram. Give me a like, subscribe, and a follow. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Out.